Mission control. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are go. Rotation, lunar eyes, man, space station, dust kicking, no hesitation, total devastation, big goon lumbering, scales lit a fiery breath, moon base shaking every single moment of death, Titan clash, moon craters out in the abyss, survival suits, grim freeze.
Stuck in a rut, you wanna die, but awful makes it worse. Government lit, they won't let you fly, but awful quench your thirst. Your future is near, happy to be here, but awful dreams come true. Space on the moon, just laughs at the goons, but awful's watching you.
And I'm pleased as punch. Can't you see it in my fucking face? So happy to be here. I'm kidding.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the program. I'm your host, Jesse P.S. This is PODAWFUL. I apologize for starting late. My spaceship got repo'd, so you know how it is. No, in all honesty, we were waiting on Scott. Scott was late. It was really more of a Scott being late style scenario. It was Scott's fault, so that was it.
I had to go get my show snacks, you know.
Oh yeah, you gotta have show. You gotta be eating during the show. You like the licking ice cream cone or whatever the fuck.
This is the only time I get to eat.
What are you eating?
That was the deal.
What are you eating?
Oh, it's gonna make you so mad.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
All right, I got your favorite sour cream and
chive. Oh, what the fuck? All right, man. I don't even want to talk about this right now because that whole conversation started because, by the way, we're talking about Mersh. This isn't Mersh yet. We're going to get into the Mersh thing. Urquid's here. Trevor's here. Jared's here. So, hi, Henchmen.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be, guys. This is what it's all about. Am I right?
I'm happy to be
here.
Oh yeah, I've never been happier.
It's so
never
good.
been happier.
It's so good. Everything is so good right now. We're so happy to be here, and I'm happy to have you here. This is going to be such a good episode. Actually, this episode is going to rock. It's going to rule. It's one for the books. But I invented a thing. All right, and I don't want to do it, especially at the top of the show. It's Black History Month, for crying out loud, Scott. I can't do this right now. Like, seriously, this is not appropriate at all for Black History Month. And we do love Black history, folks. We were talking about this right before the show. You know, we used to do a bit every February called Black Misery Month, right? And then
great time. I look forward to it every year.
Yeah. Now, it sounds bad, but I swear to God, here was the start of it was, one, I just thought it sounded like history. And funny. It sounded funny, right? But it was on the side of black people. It was like, oh, white people make black people miserable. But then when you hear Black Misery Month in your head, you go, that's not, you know, I mean, some of you out there are like, woo! But, you know, the average normal man who doesn't watch this program and never will because we had a segment called Black Misery Month. He wouldn't get that. And then, so originally it was on their side. It was like white rappers and stuff like that. And then one day it was very much no longer on their side. Right. And then somehow one day.
It was after somebody couldn't breathe, right? That's when it changed.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember who can breathe and who can't breathe.
Somebody was breathless. Somebody was breathless.
Well, you know, it was me. I was breathless because I couldn't stand Trayvon farting anymore. So I don't know what it was. And then all of a sudden, one day, Black Misery Month was me in blackface as Mersh and Royce, which doesn't even make sense. I don't even understand. That's like not even a joke to me. I don't even know what that was. So anyway, we are making fun of Mersh tonight, so I feel like that's kind of appropriate. But we've replaced Black History Month with a new feature I call Mersh Week.
I'm a lolcow.
Okay. I'm not changing the name. So this is still officially, I don't know if this is officially part of Mersh Week or not. I didn't really put Mersh Week in the title. Does that matter? Does that count? I don't know.
I mean, it could be Mersh Week, like WEAK.
Well, I'll tell you this. This was completely unintentional, obviously. But Mersh Week became, it was supposed to be about their Vegas trip. And then it turns out they didn't fucking do anything in Vegas the entire time. So then it became about, gay hands. You remember what happened?
Yeah.
There was a lot of this. Yeah, there was a lot of gay hands, actually. So what happened was Mersh live on air, and I literally, even though that is the funniest thing, I talked myself out of it because it was so improbable to me. But he got repo'd live on air. Okay? Now, part of the problem...
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
It just
impossible.
doesn't. It's not possible. That's like a crazy scenario, especially when we know that sitting in his driveway is 2 tons of concrete. But his car got repo'd. So Mersh Week kind of has become the repo saga. Like, I almost need to rename it at this point, but I can't go back in with all the thumbnails and shit, Sky, can you put a fucking light on your face or something? This is terrifying.
It's so
number one,
so
you're
bright,
it's not bright. Look, see, I can see you. Sort of.
See half my face.
I can sort of see. You're like the Phantom of the Opera. So, and you're also very close. You're sitting very close to me. Do you think you could no, the other way, scoot. You're really showing up Urquit and Jared and Trevor right now.
That's why I have to be here. That's why I have to be here.
They could all be on camera. They could all be on camera. Yeah. That's fine. I don't actually need any of you freaks on camera. Anyway, all right, listen, I'm taking you off camera if you're going to be doing all this. This is distracting. I really told myself I'm going to get right into it. You see how short that intro was? The shortest intros in the game, by the way. So now I'm covering the Mersh Repo saga. Really, it's over. The saga's over, but we need to cover the end. And actually, in a way, the saga is just beginning. Okay, because Mersh is going to have his whole life repossessed by the time we're done with him. So tonight on the show, we're going to talk about the repo, the end of the repo saga. We're going to talk about Mersh's strange laundry habits, which I can't even believe I'm saying this out loud about a man now that I think about it. And then what else? Oh, Ethan Ralph. Last episode I had Ethan on. I was really on Ethan's show, and I just stole it as my own show, as I tend to do.
It was a great show too.
A lot, really, because a lot of people said it stunk and it was boring. But I liked it. I had a good time.
It was kind of like a therapy session, but
I also don't fucking care, to be honest. Like, if you're bored by the show, then good, I guess. This is all just crap to waste your time. So, anyway, Ethan...
Jared, this isn't the Dabbleverse, man.
Speaking of the Dabbleverse, I unleashed Ethan on the Dabbleverse. It took off like gangbusters. Ethan was on Mersh's show. We're going to go over that. And, oh my God, Mersh has landlord fantasies. He's having landlord fantasies, I'm being told, which is crazy. And then finally, you have to stick around for the ending of this episode. You're not going to believe it. We trolled Mersh in video games again. It's one of the greatest things ever. And I'm not kidding. Mersh is in extreme danger. He's having these landlord fantasies. He's in extreme danger of his house being repossessed. So stick around. We're gonna have some fun with that. All right. So let's 2 tons of concrete. By the way, we sent him. We had a whole episode sending him 2 tons of concrete as a man, as a human man. All right. Here is Angie's channel. Angie Edits, by the way. Please go subscribe to Angie. Again, we're trying to get her subs back up. She used to have more subscribers than me. Isn't that crazy? We're trying to get her numbers back up. Please go sub to her. Angie Edits is the new channel name. She put together a little compilation of the entire Mersh Repo saga. We're going to start it here in the middle since we've covered a lot of this and find out what happened. Last we were checking in on this, Mersh was having some real troubles with a place called Walmart, which is crazy to me. As a mentally homeless retard, I have never even considered the possibility that Walmart could own your car somehow. Okay, I didn't know that was an option on the table.
Do they sell cars? Do they sell cars?
No.
They just take people's...
No, they don't even sell gas, you know? So, well, actually, Sam's Club does, and that's also Walmart technically. So, sort of. Maybe. They probably have a tire shop or something. They have an automotive section. I don't think you can buy a whole car. Listen, half of, Mersh was replacing so many parts on the Beamer of Theseus that I'm sure a lot of his vehicles have technically come from Walmart in a way. That's why they took it back. Anyway, he was struggling with that. Apparently, he got over that. He paid the money. He managed to get in there on time. You saw the beginning of the show there, him celebrate. He thinks he's on top of the world, and we're happy for him. I was saying this all last week, the week before. I said, Mersh needs a win. We got to put a win in his column because he's so low down. We're riding high right now. Let's celebrate along with Mersh. Check this out.
I do not have my car yet, but
he already paid, just to be clear. But he doesn't have it.
I confirmed on the phone today it is legally mine. I can go pick it up anytime now.
I don't think it's legally his until he finishes the repayment.
Honestly, if you're confirming that over the phone, it's not. If you're not sure,
my car is legally mine.
Yeah, that's potentially Grand Theft Auto at this point. I mean, Mersh is truly living a video game right now.
My body is legally mine.
Well, Mersh's body.
They told me on the phone.
Mersh's body, our choice. So.
Our choice.
Yeah. Get my car back. We're gonna get that squared away. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm pretty psyched about the car thing. So that was good. I called them today. Yeah,
I'm pretty psyched about the car thing. You mean having the car that you've been paying, you were paying for up until, I think, September of last year?
She called the place, right?
Right. I should call the place, right?
And it's
oh, God. All right. And remember, this is an Angie clip. So the mouth noises are going to be off the wall.
Separate department that does like the repos and shit, So I called them today and I'm like, hey, just put me through to them. And they're like, all right.
This is a Walmart. How can I help you?
Put me through. The guy's like, all right, he verifies my info. And then he scared the shit out of me. He goes,
boo!
Okay, so are you calling us today to get squared away or what? And I'm like, fucking excuse me. I was like, I paid you Friday. That better be in your little system there. And then he looked in and he's like, oh, he's like, yeah, it is.
All right, and I don't know why the video is doing this. This is some sort of bizarre technical issue where I don't know if it's YouTube or my system or what. I've been having some real troubles with YouTube lately.
I'll turn off my camera.
It's not. I don't think that's it. It's certainly not a memory thing. I got plenty of space on the computer here. The something about my browser and YouTube are not having fun with each other lately.
Okay.
I use ungoogled Chromium now, which is like silly. Like that's like a retarded frolicking effort of nonsense to try to, it's just a Google product, but oh yeah, I'm not connected to Google anymore. Anyway, let me log into my YouTube account, my Gmail. And they know you're using it. They know they can detect you anyway, despite the settings. I'm trying to de-Google myself, my life. And then they just slow it down. They just fuck with it. I was using Firefox. That started having problems with you. They're fucking with YouTube. Especially if you run, ad blocker shit. So sorry about this.
Yeah, they haven't released your car yet. He's like, I'll do that right now. Click, 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 click. He's like, all right.
Bing bong bing, biggity bing 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 bong bing, tickety tee tee tee. Yes, sir, Mr. Homotrolius. Bing bong bing bong bing bing bing.
All right, man. He goes, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get it today. I'm like, I don't plan on getting it today. I was so hungover.
Yeah, I mean, it's just my car. Fuck it.
What's another day?
Who gives a shit about having a vehicle anyway?
Today, I drank a whole bottle of JMO last night.
Dare me to drive.
And
yoink.
Royce in the boot.
Check this out. The Angie did an incredible little edit here. This is one of her most savage edits to date. Watch this.
I was so hungover today. I drank a whole bottle of JMO last night. And
Okay, all right, hang on. That fucked it up. Hang on. Let's try one more
Whole
time.
bottle of JMO last night. And
Oh my God, look at that. Whoa! Oh!
He's transitioning.
Yeah, he's
transitioning.
This is the metamorphosis, you know. He's going from the chrysalis of not having a car to the butterfly of being able to go anywhere and do anything. This is unprecedented in his life, actually.
by the way,
That was a cut. That's great. That is so good. And I've said this a million times. Some daring entrepreneur needs to go through a full episode of Nightwave and just cut out all the dead air, mouth slobbers, smokings, drinkings, all that stuff. See how much my theory is in a 3-hour Nightwave, you're still going to have about 2 hours and 57 minutes.
by the way, guys, we didn't even break $100 last night.
All right, Mersh is doing great.
Kind of.
Now, by the way, I don't know if this is in any of these videos I've got. He confirmed the amount. Does anybody remember the amount he confirmed?
Yeah,
2,600.
2,600.
So
Yeah,
he was.
that's what he says he paid at Walmart.
So that's everything. He paid all.
That's
up.
including the kitty litter and all the stuff he bought at the same time.
So what does that mean? He was paying a month then, if we were doing the math on this.
So I saw some speculation he's paying $575 a month. So that adds up to what is it?
It's like
1650
5 months worth of
Or-
payments he hasn't been paying.
Yeah,
or 1725 rather.
something in there. And then there's probably like tow costs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So the repo fee is probably somewhere between like $300 and $875, depending on how many months he was behind.
Another win for the tow.
rough.
Imagine being the repo guy and you turn up to Mersh's house and be like, man, if you just paid your car instead of buying these 2 tons of concrete,
Yeah.
we wouldn't even have to be here.
Yeah, imagine being the repo guy, pulling up, going, this is easy. His car's right there. He barely even has a driveway. You get there, you go, the fuck? There's 2 tons of goddamn concrete sitting here. We almost saved Mersh's vehicle. If Mersh had left his car at home, right, and we had put the concrete right there at the entrance of the driveway, he would have never lost his car. And he hates us, but we're trying to help him out, you know?
Stephen Naveed, thank you. 2 coffees.
We did also try to barricade him inside his home, but
I missed the top of the show. You get the caddy back? I hope so. Not physically yet. This is becoming
not physically. Spiritually, yes. Spiritually, this is a man who can drive. Listen, you could get a driver's license and never drive a vehicle. I mean, not physically. What are the options?
a fucking miserable process,
Metaphysically.
to be honest. So I called them today.
I was in Chinatown and they had a store and it was called Metaphysics. I was like, what do you sell? I don't even know what that is.
Called the place that has my car physically. So what happened was when they repoed my car, right?
Physically.
Has it physically? This is how I talk, by the way. Like,
There's two places. There's a recovery place that steals your car, and then
but they do it through dreams. Leonardo DiCaprio and his team come in.
and eventually they bring it to a place to get auctioned off, right? My
Right.
car
Yeah, because they own your car, actually, and you don't, and you stop paying.
is sitting at the auction place, not at the recovery place.
And
Where's the auction place?
We were this close to buying
Yeah,
that
I was
car.
going to say we could have
We
bought
were
the car.
this close. They never put it up for auction, but we knew, we found out where it was going to be, and we were going to buy Mersh's Caddy. It was going to be incredible.
Outlaw Joe's
And I'd be driving. It would be me in that opening video going, "Let's fucking go," or whatever he said.
who else said, fuck, how much by now? No, it's paid. Everything's paid. This is what I'm getting to. It's not me fucking it up. I've already paid, and it's not the finance company. We're all satisfied. Here's what happened. I called the
I promise.
fucking the place
Scout's honor,
that's physically got my car,
physically.
and I'm like, yo,
What part do you have? It's spirit, or is it too spirited or something?
I need my car back. blah, blah, blah. Can you do me a favor? Just check the system, blah, blah, blah. She's like, give me the VIN number. She goes, let me check. She comes back. She goes, yeah. She's like, it's cleared. Your finance company cleared the car. She's
Get that hand away from me. What is this finger doing? Yoinks. Oh my God.
It's tilted for your pleasure, man.
Yeah. That's like a reverse shocker or something. I don't even know what's going on here. Who's that
Just
for?
lean into it.
If Mersh found a lady with 3 holes. Woo, buddy.
It's like, it's legally your car again. She goes, we can't sell it. We're not allowed to do
It was not, let's be clear, it was not legally your car originally. This was another man's car the entire time you were driving it.
anything with it. So you can come get it whenever. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, is the plate on my car? She goes, no, they took that. The recovery team took
Which, of course, we, in our, primo episode over in the Pizza Fund, we revealed all of these details. We were able to look up the Carfax, basically, the Florida info on Mersh's plates. That he had this, what'd they call it? Like a pull tag or something, like something where they're
Seize tag. Yeah.
seize tag. They're going to seize his license plate tags. And yeah, I think, and that was for a different thing too, by the way. That wasn't for delinquent payments on the car. That was because he was blowing through tolls. Yeah, he was blowing through tolls. He wasn't paying for the insurance. Like, let me be clear. The repo saga is over. This car is going to be gone again. The payments on the car were not the only issues. Go watch the Primo episode.
that. I'm like, fuck. So I call the tow truck company. And I'm like, hey, man, you guys have my license
Angie, do we have to bump up every gulp and gualo?
plate? I need
Gorge.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
it because I'm going to get my car. And the guy's like, oh, you need to make an appointment. I said,
Oh, yeah, because he's the dumb guy. Give him a dumb accent. Is that what that was? Or was he just actually Mexican?
okay, let's make an appointment. What time tomorrow can I come in and get my plate?
And
Oh, no,
the
you,
state of his life is the Mexicans are legally taking away his
Oh, yeah.
car.
They're in charge of you, man. Physically.
You got to do it on the website. So I'm like, cool, fine, whatever. I go on the website immediately. I'm like, I need an appointment. You go on the
Oh, look at his filthy shirt, by the way. This is a dirty, dirty little man. Oh, God. His lack of shoulders and his birth of tits is one of the most horrifying combos on the net. What the? Hello?
Hello.
their
There we
website.
go.
You can set a date and a time. So I was like, tomorrow, 1:30 in the afternoon, I want to come get my shit. I immediately got an email saying,
It's unreal, the stuff we're about to find out about this man, all because he lost his car. That moment where he's sitting there freaking out on ROTC. No,
He's
I'm
not
not
worried
okay.
about the car. He's not worried about the
He's
car.
not
He's
worried
worried
about
about
the car.
what we're going to find out.
He was not ever worried. He knew the repo was coming, obviously.
Yeah.
That whole scheme and scam. I said this. Why are they going to Vegas? They didn't do anything in Vegas. The scheme was he needed an excuse to park it at the airport to hide it from the repo guys. Unfortunately,
That's their blind spot. They don't know about the airport.
well, they can't. They can't just go in there and start pulling cars out of the airport. You know, they don't let them do that.
their automated system said, we can't accept an appointment with you because we physically don't have your car.
Okay, the physical nature of this car. I mean, this thing's astral projecting or something.
You have to call the auction place to get your car. So that's where I'm at now. So now my car is mine. I have an appointment to go get my car Thursday because
It's not yours.
Sort of.
apparently you have to make an appointment with this place too.
I loved the idea. We were all sitting on pins and needles going, will he somehow have paid full price to get his car back? Because you have to pay the whole thing off to get it. And then imagine he doesn't even get it. He just is down all that money.
At some
And
point,
of course, he had to borrow. I mean, this is how.
Hang on a second.
Hang on, Scott.
get-
Shut up. This is how deep we're in on this. Is he took out a loan to get this car back. Like we're way, way worse off now. What did you want to say, Scott?
So the car was only worth like $5,000 or something.
No, I think he probably. What did he pay?
So 2,600 was the full amount. You're saying that was the entirety?
No,
of
that's what he had left on it. He was.
How long has he had the car though?
He was only $2,600, which is, by the way, for an adult man, nothing.
Yeah, right.
That's-
You should have that.
You can
ready
just
to
throw
go.
that away. Like on a weekend, you buy a fun thing and you go, yeah, to 2,600. That's no big deal. You don't even look at the bank account afterwards.
You don't talk to
care.
your significant other about that.
No.
2.6. You don't discuss that with anybody.
I'm not-
as a grown man.
I'm not discussing anything with my significant. I could be $1 million and I wouldn't. What is she gonna say about it? No, don't.
Yes, I don't think you should spend it.
You think I'm gonna trust her with her ideas on how money works? It's all my money. Why would I check in on that? That would be crazy. You know, the other day, one of my kids was sick, and I guess she had tried to take his temperature, and she's screaming.
Did you do it the Australian way?
I don't even down under. I hope not. I don't want to know about the proclivities, but so she's screaming at me. Oh my God, the thermometer broke inside him. He's dying. And I'm like, what? So the vacuum tube comes, picks me up. I down to the basement of the moon base. And I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? And then she's like, look, the thermometer broke. He said the juice came out inside and he's eating the juice from it. And she's like, what part of the thermometer has the mercury in it? I'm like, the whole thing, the part you stick in your mouth. What do you mean? What's going on? And I look at my kid and I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, he's fine. And I was like, is there anything in your mouth? And he's like, no. And I go like this. And so he starts spitting all over the floor because that's fun. And then I'm like, what is the
He's
problem?
in the chat going, please don't tell this story.
Yeah, she does not want me to tell this story. I walk around the corner. I swear to God, I didn't even know what to do. I almost pissed myself. I walk around the corner. All right. She's holding the thermometer, showing me that it's broken. And it's broken. The problem is it's a digital thermometer. She was asking me, where is the mercury in a digital thermometer? The tip had come off. It was like hanging by the wires for some reason. I guess he chewed it or something. And, which by the way, negligent parenting. Okay. Kind of crazy, Kelsey, but whatever. Aren't you supposed to like watch him while he's got that? But anyway, he chewed it off or something. And she thought mercury had come out and poisoned our child. And he was going to become quicksilver or something. The juice came out. The juice
is loose.
Now she said, well, he said that. It was he's the one who said juice came out. I'm like, what function do you think mercury has in a digital thermometer? What do you think it's going to do? Travel up the wires? What is it? She's like, I don't know. It's a good conductor of heat. I'm like, so is the metal tip on the digital thermometer. Mercury is a metal too. All right. So anyway, I ain't asking her about any purchases is the point. So 2,600 is nothing. That's nothing. Mersh gave up his vehicle for that amount of money. He's been driving on borrowed time for 5 months, or maybe 4 months. I don't remember. I can't remember exactly when he stopped making the payments. We did have that info. Does anybody remember how long it's been?
Not sure.
I'm not sure either. Anyway, there's no world where 2,600 is between me and keeping a car. Like, that's insanity. And, you know, if I was in the middle of a show and somehow they sent a rocket up to repo me and I'm like, I can see it out the window and I'm like, no, and my hands are getting all gay. You know, I'd be going out there going, here it is. Here's the money. Please, my son, he's been poisoned by mercury. Help! Anything.
Yeah, but you need to ask Mersh for the money. Sorry, Royce for the money before you can hand it
Well,
over.
that's the thing.
Difference.
There's a new character in town, folks, and I hate this. There's no part of me that wants to use this term ever, obviously. In fact, no one has ever used this term before, but it's true for Mersh. There's a new character. His name is Daddy Royce, okay? And I want you to remember this. And I've been saying this for years at this point, but every single time Mersh tries to say, my parents are paying for me to live and all of this stuff, and you, the pizza funder, is sitting there going, I'm pretty sure that doesn't make any sense, Mersh. I want you to remember that Mersh lives off of his daddy, Daddy Royce. And by the way, if I ever walked into a hotel room and my dad was sitting in the corner, that's it. It's over. That's a Chris Benoit reverse situation. Okay, we're going to be finding the hotel gym equipment as soon as possible. That's Oedipal.
Tomorrow, I'm going to have to fight with these motherfuckers to get my goddamn plate back. It's literally right up.
Papa Lopez, they're calling him in the chat. By the way, we're live. I didn't even say this at the top of the show. Scott was so distracting. We're live, PODAWFUL.tv. We've got a live chat room. And you can call into the show if you would like to give your 2 cents on the repo sitch. You can over at PODAWFUL.cult.
Or the Mercury situation.
Either
Call
one.
in if you.
PODAWFUL.cult. You join the call-in channel, and we will drag you in and take your call on air.
The street. But I did verify with everybody involved, so I hate to crush Alan Powell's soul.
Somebody says, why can't I rewind on the live stream? Well, because it's live. It's a live stream. Oh, you're late? Oh! Oh! Suddenly, I have to hear it all the time. Jesse, late and straight. And I go, well, I am straightening my hair. Everybody gets so mad at me for being late. Now you're look at this. Isn't this funny? You've fallen into my trap. I made it so you can't reverse the video while it's live. This is a live experience. You don't get to go back.
Nope.
I do you know how many times I've looked at the chat room in my life while doing the show, and there's a guy commenting on a thing from 27 minutes ago? That's psycho. You're not allowed. You're not allowed anymore, okay? So you've fallen into my trap, and now you are revealing that you are late and gay.
Mm-hmm.
Ha, 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 ha. I don't want to ever hear it again. Oh, you're late. Okay, well, so were 180 people, by the way, because that's how many people have shown up since the show started. So that's not really on me.
He's like,
I
bet
wasn't
they are.
late. I was right on time.
No, Scott was late, and that's why the show started late. I literally started late for Scott.
Already sold your car. And I called them and they're like,
Very Meltonian there. So we will be talking about, I couldn't remember I was about to call him Eric Melton. That's crazy. What is his name? Patrick Melton. That was close. Eric's close.
Eric
Eric's
Melatonin. Yeah.
no, we didn't sell your car. They're like, it's sitting here. It's yours. The finance company already informed us. And I have like up to 30 days to go get it.
So this is crazy. Mersh is responding to something that Alan Powell put on r/Mersh. So he's reading the subreddit. He and his imaginary Tinder dates are reading the subreddit.
So I'm going to get it.
That might be how he finds the Tinder
It just was a pain
Maybe.
in the ass. But I'm thinking of showing up in person and then just telling them, like, you can't just withhold my property from me because you're too lazy.
It's not your property at all. If you're not paying, it's not yours. That's just how this works. You can't be withholding my You can't be withholding their payments. It took you 5 fucking months to pay them. They should be allowed to hold your vehicle for 5 months now. Fair is fair.
You'd be there during the day.
And that, I mean, I think it's an eye for an eye. Obviously, Mersh would have a bit of an issue with something like that. Okay, now we're on to a new day. Let's see what's happening. Does he have the vehicle yet?
I got to get up early tomorrow. I'm getting my car tomorrow. Get my car.
Okay, tomorrow. I guess he got drunk again that night. So he's planning on getting drunk this night. So it'll be tomorrow at this point.
Car tomorrow. Yeah.
It took, by the way, end result, a week. He had paid for it, and it was an entire week before he actually got his car physically.
He's excited like he's buying a brand new car. Like it's
He is because he hadn't bought it before. Technically speaking, that is what happened.
Yay! I have to get up very early for my tastes in order to get my car tomorrow, though. So I have to. First, I have to take an Uber to the
Then the criminal.
fucking tow place. Get my
Another win for the toe.
plate at like 11 in the morning.
We'll be talking a little bit about Aaron too later. Actually, oh man, I forgot to set this up ahead of time. Hang on a second. Before I forget, let me just grab this clip because I completely forgot about this. Is it this one? Okay, somebody posted this somewhere. Was it Stalin? Somebody posted a clip of Aaron. He mentioned me a little bit. I feel like we should cover it. He mentioned me a little bit. I can't find it right now. Can somebody find me that clip, please? Because I cannot do it live.
It's the only time they agreed to be there. And then I have to go to the auction place. And I got to go there at like by 1:30. And then I get my car back. So I'm pretty psyched about that.
All right, there he is, getting the car back. Yeah, hell yeah. This man's on top of the world. I got the clip. Thank you. There we go.
Somebody should have reversed that and said that he was actually in an Uber and not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
We are so back.
Hi, I'm your host, Mersh. Just pleased as punch to be here with everybody on this, what is it, Thursday night.
It's like the beginning
I
of this
heard
episode.
from
oh my God. Okay, yeah, YouTube's being fucky. I'm getting some fuckery going on with YouTube. I just had an ad come through on you. I haven't seen an ad in years, and it just tried to play an ad on this fucking as if Stalin 19 deserves ad revenue. Just stealing people's content. I mean, I don't mind. That doesn't bother me.
That boy is.
But I'm not going to. I shouldn't be forced to watch. When you are a channel that has posted my stuff and you're making ad revenue off of it, the very least I can ask for is that I never see any of those ads. That's all.
Mobile again. Your boy got his car back.
I'm mobile again, he says.
Your boy is mobile again.
Hell yeah. I would actually disagree with that. I'm not sure you were ever even ambulatory. That's crazy. I just realized this. When I said ambulatory, I was not thinking of this. I watched a little Revenge of the Sis the other day, and somebody in a clip or something they were watching used the term ambulatory. No one knew what it meant on the show. They've got Mersh. They've got Daddy Royce, Papa Lopez, they call him. They've got Virgie. They've got, I don't know, a gaggle of finger puppets that Royce talks to on Daywave or some shit. I don't even know. There's like 15 guys on that show. Now, one of them knew what, they looked it up live on the show. They had to Google to make sure that's a word and what it means. They were trying to dunk on the guy who said it in order to make him look foolish and retarded, basically. They thought, oh, this guy thinks he's an ambulance. That's what's going on inside Papa Lopez's brain. Is he thinks
of an ambulance.
He thinks a guy thinks he's like a transformer or something. He's about to roll out Autobot style.
Boy got his car back today. Let's go. Revenge of the Sis.
Let's go.
.com/Nightwave.
Look how proud he is. Look how much fun he's having now. And this is what we love to see, folks. We want a little giddy up in his hitch.
Having a rough week a little bit. You know.
Oh, okay, never mind. Just instantly snatched away. That's so awesome. But see, that how much funnier is it that he goes from like, yeah, I got my car, I'm allowed to go. I have the means to go now. And then instantly after that, actually, this has been the worst week of my life.
Donos aren't quite where
remember, he used to live in a car, and he's still somehow doing worse right now.
He
Need him to be this-
bought the big SUV on the presumption that eventually that will be his home again, right? Like that's why he bought that big car.
He certainly should have. Yeah.
Yeah.
week, but that's all right. As we have our very first drink of the evening.
Whew. Whew.
Yeah, you should have seen the smile on my face. Knobs Dog said, "Did you fix the auto pay going forward?" Well, I mean, I will. I haven't done that yet. No, you're right, but
Oh yeah, that was the
Priorities.
problem. It was an issue with the auto pay. That's right. He was going to pay it. He wanted to pay it. His intention was to pay. No, Scott. He set up auto pay. He set it
Wait
up.
a second, Jesse. When
Scott!
he was in Vegas, he didn't have access to $100 to gamble with.
Well, it was in the bank of Royce. It was in the bank of Papa Lopez.
Right. But what does the auto pay do if he doesn't have access to the money anyway?
Well, he's going to get it figured out.
Auto pay just means Royce is going to have to transfer the money every month so he doesn't lose his car again.
Listen, in full honesty, I love auto pay because trying to remember to do a thing every month. I love it.
100%, yeah.
I use auto pay on every fucking thing. I can set it up and forget it. And I have full transparency here. Many moons ago, I have set up an auto pay. I absolutely did it. And then one day they're like, you haven't paid such and such bill for the past 16 years. And I go, number one, why'd you wait so long to tell me? And number two, that's kind of on you because it's your auto pay system. That's technically speaking, if you set up, I know they call it auto pay, but you're going to their website. So as soon as you click that button, now they're just not paying themselves if it doesn't go through. And this isn't a matter, for me, it wasn't a matter of like there was no money in the account. There's absolutely money in the account. And it just was, they're like, no, you don't have auto pay set up. That does happen. All right.
I had that happen to me.
Of course.
So when I moved back into my house after splitting up with my ex, I had to get the internet connected. Yeah. I had to get the internet reconnected, and it was during COVID. Like COVID had just started, so I had to go into a retailer because that makes sense, during COVID. But went in there and they gave me the modem to get everything all hooked up. And for like 8 months, they never billed me. They just never sent me a statement, never billed me or whatever, and everything just kept working. And then one day they said, you actually do need to pay us. And I said, actually, I don't want it anymore.
Right.
And then they just took it all back and I never paid anything. And then months later, they actually said, actually, we owe you $300. And so they just deposited $300 back into my account. No fucking understanding of what's going on, but it's all their fault. Nothing that I did was
listen, everybody's experienced that. But what I'm saying, so this is a normal thing. But just to be clear, what I'm saying is Mersh didn't set up auto pay. He was purposefully not paying it. He has no money. Even if he set up auto pay, there was no money to auto pay. What Mersh experienced is not what you and I, you the viewer, you the normal man viewer who has a job, and me doing whatever the fuck this is. We don't have the same issues as Mersh. We're different guys. Somebody in chat said, Jesse, is Mersh confirmed? No. Auto unconfirmed, actually. By the way, the opposite. Also, sure, Jesse looking kind of thick. Wow, thank you so much. Have you not tuned in, by the way, for 3 years? So
voluptuous. I usually say it's voluptuous.
Thank you so much. Wow. Oh, now I completely, that took me.
Curves in all the right places.
You knocked me off my feet. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I've also had the opposite problem, by the way, where I set up auto pay and then I had to like call them up and be like, okay, I don't want your service anymore. We got to cancel, like a utility. And they're like, okay, I get it confirmed. I have an email confirming it. I have a human voice telling me it's all. And then, I'm talking about like when I lived in New York or somewhere and I move out of a place and then I'm getting contacted months later saying, hey, you're not paying for your bill anymore. It's been 5 months and you haven't paid for these utilities. And I go, I don't live there, and you canceled them. We're like, we've been trying to charge you this whole time. So like autopay is fucky. It is a fucked up, you know, like think of who do they even have setting these things up for? So you're telling me all of these different places have their own IT departments and they have a guy coding and stuff. Imagine who that guy is. And
IT stands for like Indian
telephone person. We've always said that. All of us. Everybody in unison at home right now is going Indian telephone person. And then we all also instantly thought, how come they didn't include the P? But that's not what Mersh is going through. Obviously, Mersh is just poor.
I was very concerned with getting the car back. The reason the auto pay wasn't happening is because it was fucked up in the first place. Now I know it's fucked. I didn't know it was fucked up. So yeah, I'm going to fix that probably this weekend.
Didn't he question why the money wasn't
first the recovery place?
No, because he purposefully stopped paying. He never had auto pay. He was purposefully not paying it.
Place, which by the way, they are there all day. They lie. But even though
it's a conspiracy against him for him to not pay his bills.
There all day. I came by and I'm like, hey, can I get my plate? And the guy's like, do you have an appointment?
Yeah, utilities love doing that BS. They say in the chat room. It's always some like electric bill or something where they're like, actually, you still owe us for not living in the place and not using any electricity for the past year. That's actually, you do. And then you go, no, I have proof. And then they go, well, tell it to your credit score.
I'm thinking like, why do I need an appointment?
And then I say, ha 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 ha, gotcha. What credit score?
To get my property back. That's what they do when they repo your car. They take all your personal belongings out of the car and just throw them all in a fucking black trash bag. So of course.
So they put them back.
That's actually a win for Mersh. So somebody cleaned his car for him.
No, it sounds like they put them back where they came from.
You guys know me. I don't have the best luck always. So
the bad luck boys, right?
I was starting to panic. And I'm like,
oh, really? That noise, man. Even for me, that hurt.
Like, are they going to have my plate? Are they going to fuck this up now? Are they going to not have my plate? You know what I mean? To the guy's credit,
yeah, I know what you mean.
He came out with this garbage bag full of my shit, and he literally like goes, feel this. Like it was in like sticky, like something jutting in the edge of the bag. He goes, I double checked. That's your plate. You're good to go.
A mystery bag. You just got to feel the sides of it.
So then I had to go to the auction place to get.
He was doing like, it was like Christmas. He was like trying to figure out what was inside the bag.
Car, which is this massive car auction place. I mean, it is huge.
This is a new thing he's doing. Like, his new fake voice is he does that A sound. I don't know what you call that, but that like long A
Peter
sound.
Griffin sound.
Yeah, yes, because he was doing the VR thing. Yeah, he now is P-tier Griffin.
Humongous. And it took him like 15 minutes to go get my car. And I was like, this is getting kind of annoying. And I'm like, every step of the way, I'm like, something's going to get fucked up. Somebody's going to come tell me I can't have my car. Something bad's going to happen. But you know, sure enough, like about 10, 15 minutes later, my caddy starts rolling out of the place.
This isn't a story, by the way. This isn't like, you know, all right. So for instance, you tell a life story. Presumably there's going to be like a funny little punchline to it. Like my wife thought there was mercury in a digital thermometer. You know, this is again, it's been said, we've said it a million times, but this is a diary. We're just listening to a girl enter her diary.
And I'm like, and then the guy gets out, you know, he's like, here you go, man, blah, 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 pop the plate on.
Who cares? I am the one guy on earth who would maybe care about this, and I don't care. Who's left? Zen Rhino?
For you, and you can be on your way and do a bunch of paperwork stuff. So I'm back, baby. Back on the.
Wait until he finds out that 1185 actually works for the finance company and orchestrated this whole thing, fucked up his auto pays and everything like that.
We will be driving his car. We'll be living in his home. We will be owning his cats, by the way. We're going to be repoing his cats here soon.
On the road. So starting Monday.
It's never been tried, but I do. If you get a cat from a gas station, I'm pretty sure you can repo it.
I can actually go into the studio again for ROTC. So JJ says, not gonna lie, repo was kind of fun. Lots of stories of yanking a car and people running out of the house. Oh, you mean like me? You mean like I did? Like I kind of knew when I heard the alarm go off. I'm like,
that's awesome that one of Mersh's audience members is a repo guy. That dude is sitting there in the audience going, oh man, I bet that ruled when that guy got to take away Mersh's fucking delinquent vehicle.
They're repoing my car right now. And
this is
if
good.
you
No,
hear your-
Scott, hang on. This is really good. He's going to describe the moment that it happened live on air that we all saw with our own eyes. Okay.
like I kind of knew when I heard the alarm go off. I'm like, they're repoing my car right now. And
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
this
what I'm
fucking
thinking.
sucks.
Like, that's your first thought. If your car alarm goes off, you're not thinking that somebody's stealing my car or a kid has hit a ball against
Well,
it.
it was his first thought because it should have happened 5 months ago. He's been, a normal person in that situation is living with their head on a swivel. Unfortunately, Mersh's does not turn so well. He's got that buffalo hump back there blocking the way.
And I ran
He actually doesn't have to turn to see behind him, of course, his eyes.
outside, and I was like, yeah. And they're like showing me the paperwork. I even begged them
I'm standing on top of, 2 tons of concrete.
when they were taking. I knew
That would have been a power move, by the way. He might have let you keep the car if you would just climb to top the cement and went, "You are in my domain."
was falling on deaf ears, right? But I was like, I'm literally about to go pay this bill. Like,
That repo man's on his podcast right now going, "I repoed this guy's car, and I swear I was showing him the paperwork, how much he owed. It was falling on blind eyes."
I just found out about this overdraft shit like yesterday. I'm about to go pay it. And you know how repos go.
You just found out. You found out in Vegas because that's the day before. So yesterday would be on the airplane.
Oh, the guy's like, sorry, man. There's nothing I can do. It's Mark repossessed.
Oh, shit. He was another
Christ.
international.
We got to get ice on this one.
So
They repoed our cars.
I don't know. I'm just glad that fucking bullshit's behind me because holy shit, was that fucking stressful. And honestly, getting your car back, like you'd think when you have the money and you're like, here's your money, can I have my car? You'd think that would be easy, but it was not an easy process at all.
The nerve of these people.
It was brutal.
Okay.
Literally,
I'm surprised
I
that begging that guy didn't actually do more. He said he begged the repo guy. You feel like begging should work, right?
Well,
You
listen,
get on your hands and knees and pray to him and beg him.
Mersh is a master beggar, obviously. He's got a lot of experience. As I say all the time, why not just live in the panhandle of Florida if you're going to be this much of a panhandler? But, you know, a repo guy, it's all he hears all day.
Come on, man. I'm only $100 away from our goal. just don't take the car.
Yeah, Hackverse in chat says, I imagine that's what every single person says that catches the tow truck picking up their car. Dude, I was just about to pay it. Of course. That's like a repo man's life is hearing those words. Like you're never going to convince. And by the way, and this is even more important, that, you know, it's a repo man. His life probably sucks too. Like imagine what, I don't know what, they probably make decent money. It's probably like being a plumber or some shit, but you know,
On the totem pole of people.
he's low. He's low on the totem pole of people is what I'm saying. So the repo guy, he probably does feel for some of these people. Some of them remind him of him or his family or a tough spot he's been in his lifetime. And then he goes, but it's real fun stealing somebody's car legally. That dude is really living GTA. Like that's awesome.
almost gave like 20 something hundred,
Another win for the tow.
like $2,600. I almost gave it to the goddamn city of Pasco Water Authority because my fucking finance company doesn't even know the proper biller code in the Walmart system. Like it was a mess. They fucked me, but I got it.
No. They didn't fuck you. You fucked you.
Social Observer said, what the fuck did you intentionally turn off auto pay? No, remember when I had my debit
Yeah. Yes. Nail him on this. Do not let him get away with these little lies.
card get all fucked up? Well, that's what happens. You may have heard recently that I lost my fucking wallet in November.
Where?
You may have heard recently in November that happened.
Doing the math timeline wise, when did I lose my debit card? Remember when I lost my wallet? When
I don't know. I know this is your diary, but we're not like keeping score.
was that?
We
November,
need to get
right?
Stella in here. She
Yeah.
probably knows where the
Probably
wallet
does.
is.
It's now February. It's the perfect time to get your car repoed.
Okay, number one, you got your car repoed in January. That's how long this has been going on. Number two, what the fuck does that mean? What are you talking? Like, how do those things correlate? So is his excuse now that he didn't pay because he lost his wallet in November? Because he stopped paying in September. just to be clear, there is no wallet thing. And
His wallet got repoed. His wallet got
wallet,
repoed.
and we are going to be repoing his wallet as well. Like I said, he's going to, he's fantasizing about being a landlord. He's fantasized. This man can't do his own laundry, and he's coming up with every single fucking excuse for it. We're going to go over all of that. But I've been saying for the past few weeks now, keep remembering these dates. These dates are super important. We're going to be doing a very big show soon on Mersh. And when I say big, I mean fucking big. This is going to be so mind-blowingly insane. It's going to be awesome.
An extravaganza.
I promise you, this November losing the wallet thing, it's involved a little bit. I mean, it makes it funnier, but no. That's not the fun date. The fun dates are September when he stopped paying for his car and October when, well, you'll find out soon enough, but we're going to have to keep our lips tight on that until the episode. Just trust me, it's going to be a good one.
Is this a cult if I ever heard one? Yes, it is. It's a cult. I mean, it's the cult of cults.
By the way, speaking of wallets, Jared, you're going to like this one if you're still around.
Oh, yeah.
So we had I've got a thing about wallets. Okay. And Jared is a wallet guy, and I'm an anti-wallet guy.
Really a wallet guy.
I'm more of a. You're a wallet guy. We'll come to it. Hang on a second. You're a wallet guy. So here's the thing. I believe that carrying a wallet is number one, stupid, and number two, dangerous. It's like the easiest way to lose all of the most important documents you own at the same time. Just, let's put them all together and just throw it away. And of course, that probably almost never happens. But again, if you lose your wallet, like Mersh claims he did, it's everything. That's gone. Just every single thing you have is gone now, right?
I keep my birth certificate in my wallet.
I have my paper social security card from when I was born. Still, I keep it loose in my pocket. I've never lost it. And this is what everybody who tells me I'm crazy for not carrying a wallet, they're like, how do you probably lose everything? Never lost anything. Jared, meanwhile, he said he pretends to not be a wallet guy. He says, and I, by the way, just to be clear, my theory on this is it's freeing. If you, number one, it's like the old Seinfeld thing, George Costanza, the giant wallet. If you got that giant wallet, that's crazy. Even the Ridge wallet, even the Slender, the Money Clip, all of these are a burden on your life as a man. I'm very serious. This is my like Andrew Tate thing. This is my Jordan Peterson. I'm trying to explain to you the biology of lobsters. You can't carry a wallet, Joe, because I touched a wallet for half of a day and it sent me into a diabetic coma. I had to become hooked on kratom and move to Russia for half of my life. This is my clean your room, wash your penis sort of thing with a wallet. It's
to
like
be clear, I have a wallet that I keep my cards in, but I don't carry it around with me. It's just a receptacle for the cards.
Here's what you do. You pare everything down to nothing. You stop carrying cash entirely. By the way, no cash. You got 4 or 5 cards maximum, 4 or 5 documents, loose front pocket. Front pocket, by the way. I wouldn't even say any of this if you were insisting on back pocket. Now, Jared is a former wallet guy turned still a wallet guy. He loves claiming that he's wallet free like me. He's a free man. He's a free traveler walking the earth with no
Why
wallet.
are you carrying cash? Why do you have cash on you?
I'm not going to show your thing there, Jared, because who knows what you might flash. But what he really does is he puts a rubber band around his cards. And let me be clear, that's a little tiny rubber wallet, okay? There's no difference between a wallet and it's basically the same thing entirely. It's completely defeating the purpose.
That just puts all the cards in.
There's nothing you can show me.
That's a wallet.
There's nothing you can show me that changes any of this. Okay.
It's just a thing to put the cards in. But you don't carry
Let me be clear. I'm not a normal man. Obviously. I'm not normal in any way. There are going to be some guys out there. You got a type of job where a wallet makes it. Trust me. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about casual, normal day. You're just going. So you're going to the mall because your wife is forcing you to or some shit. And you don't need
Mercury.
I hope to God, if you're one of these EDC guys and you like spreading your things out on your bed and taking photos of them to show to other men, that's how you go. You know what? If I had 3 different knives all over my body, several concealed carry firearms, nobody would ever know about it. If I did, point is, obviously there's some exceptions, but normal, everyday kind of guy, you don't need a wallet. Now, here's the issue. Jared, I've been harassing you about this one. Because you do use a wallet, okay? You do. A rubber band. And by the way, Jared uses a gay, he's paying $20 for a branded rubber band. I'm not kidding. He's buying
$9 a dozen.
He's buying a
Jesse,
hipster
did you notice which side
rubber
was out?
band. I did. Oh, did he have the brand out?
Yep.
Yes, he did. I didn't see what the brand was.
This was a whole thing. People are tuning out because I'm doing wallet talk. We're getting back to Mersh. You're so stupid. We're getting back to Mersh, and the end of the show is going to be so fucking good.
Is it a YouTuber band or something? Did you see it on an advertisement?
No. Here's what it is. All right. Jared isn't the oldest. Jared's the oldest guy I know, but he's a hipster. All right. He's like 70, but he's a hipster, and he buys Field Notes rubber bands. Field Notes is like, the even cooler guy's version of a moleskin notebook. It's a little tiny notebook that you carry around with you for no reason.
I carry field notes. Yeah,
and he spends $20 to get these magic rubber bands that he turns into a wallet. And the last time we talked about this, I said, if it's really not about the brand, you will never turn the brand out again on the band. And as Urquit noticed, he had the brand out again. So anyway, all of that is to say, recently it was my anniversary, and I was given a gift for my anniversary. So
Do anything for him, Jared?
I opened up the I love anything my wife does for me. I love anything, but I opened up this gift. I had to immediately start laughing. I couldn't believe, we were just talking about this a couple weeks ago.
It's a great gift, Kelsey.
What do I even do? What do I even do? I am literally a wallet-free man. It's my being. I'm a wallet-free guy the way Jared is a Field Notes hipster gay guy. So I don't even know what to do. Anyway, point is, I guess I could potentially lose my wallet now, have it repo'd just like Mersh. All right, I'm going to try this screen again.
Bob just joined the call-in channel. I dragged him in. But
what's up, Bob? You have something to add? Bob's here.
Yeah, I had a couple stories in mind, but since you're on the wallet talk, I did try to convert to wallet free, and I was compelled back into a wallet lifestyle through my wife.
Your wife, yes, your wife. Don't listen to your stupid wife. She probably thinks there's mercury inside your child.
Well, that's the thing. I had an ER story to tell, similar to your mercury story. I come home, my wife's screaming, crying, hysterical. Our child swallowed her earring. So of course I'm like, let's go to the ER. You know, they do an X-ray. They can't find anything. I'm like, it's a metal earring. It's got to be in there. So is there any chance she didn't swallow it? And she's like, I saw her swallow it. I'm like, okay, can you just go home and check the bed to make sure it's not in the bed? And of course she finds it in the bed. Thank God. But I don't know how you hallucinate a kid swallowing an earring. And on the topic of credit cards, my wife's also had auto payments for her credit cards. And they've canceled her card completely now after 3 years of missed payments that she swears she had everything set up the way. They sent her a letter recently saying, sorry, we're just going to close your card. And I had to read that letter because my wife refuses to open her mail.
Well, okay, so your wife has a lot of fucking issues, man, and you're gonna.
Yeah, it's a mess.
So that's
I
your
feel
wife.
like we're getting trauma dumped on.
That, yeah, I know that was a little much. Actually, are you okay, dude? Do you need to sit down?
I'm safe. I'm safe.
All right, because if that's your wife, I'm not gonna be listening to her on her wallet theories. You know what I mean? Like, what's in your wallet? You know, she can't even get her auto pay right. What is she, Mersh?
Man, you know what? Oh, she's the sort of woman that would have shoved an earring into the child just to be right when they were at the hospital.
Well, this is the thing: is you can't, you know, a woman freaking out about something happening with a child. Go ahead and take your time. I'm not gonna lie. When Kelsey was like, something's happening, our children are dying, I literally went like this. I went, and I very slowly got up and took my time. Like, there was no rush whatsoever. I knew in my heart of hearts it was nothing. And I told her afterwards, after the Mercury incident, I was like, this is absolutely a boy who cried wolf style. This is a lady who cried Mercury style situation where, you know, one day this will be real and I'm going to go, yeah, I probably don't have to check on that right now. We'll see. Okay, so
you can have a little bit of Mercury anyway. It's fine.
Speaking of wifely duties, Mersh and his laundry. Let's learn about this. This was crazy. This was actually noticed. I think this is why he's talking about it. We started noticing Mersh was wearing the same clothes 2 days in a row on Nightwave and ROTC and then Nightwave again. He was just wearing the same shit. What's going on? Well, it turns out, you know, he lives in a duplex, which is a house, by the way. Like, it's not an apartment. It's a house. It's half of a house. So in a duplex, you should have a washer and dryer, you know, and he doesn't. He doesn't. Instead, what he decided to do is turn the laundry room into what can only be described as a cat toilet. Because of course he did.
I'm a lolcow.
That is all he knows. So we're going to learn about Mersh's laundry journey. I might have to switch screen. I think it's this screen for some reason is fucking things up.
Ready to kick off the weekend. I have a car now. And why am I excited about having a car? I'll tell you why. I almost have like no clean clothes left.
Which, by the way, like, I don't know if you see it, but the shirt he's wearing here is fucking filthy. That you can see globs and gobs and goobs on it.
Okay, just to be clear, he has clean clothes. He just can't fit those clean clothes. He only has a few pieces of clothing that he can now wear.
Kelsey and I were talking about this, and she actually floated the same theory because he says it's I don't know if it's in this clip or not, so I'll just spoil it. He says at some point, like, I have plenty of t-shirts. It's everything else that's a problem. And she's like, yeah, he probably has plenty of t-shirts, but just, you know, most of them don't fit. Because I was saying, like, well, we know how many t-shirts you have. We see them every night on the show. You have, and it's really not that many. You know, as a t-shirt guy, it's really not that many. But this shirt he's wearing, the hat, by the way, is filthy. I don't know if you even wash a hat. I'm not a hat guy, so do you take your hat to the laundromat or whatever? That would be bizarre, right? But he needs to. Everything is filthy. What he needs to do is take the windscreen off of his microphone and throw that in there as well. That thing is covered in cat hair and cigarette ash. Is everything. Every single thing he's got going on is disgusting. By the way, you want a clean shirt? PODAWFUL.shop. Female cop gun drawn, doggo doesn't die.
We should send him one of those shirts.
Available in black and white. And Greg, our good friend Greg from the cult, has actually modeled the shirt for us. I tweeted this out. It's crazy. I tweeted a photo. It's just Greg wearing this shirt, and it got over 100 likes. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this? It's like a retarded photo. I tweeted it, thinking he'd be mad that I did it, but he's got a beer tucked into his waistband as well.
Concealed carry.
Yeah, he is concealed. That's his EDC. That's part of you should see his wallet, by the way. It's disgusting. And you should see where he keeps it. Check out the pizza fund and you can. All right, so we're gonna find out where Mersh is doing his laundry.
I got plenty of t-shirts. I always have.
By the way, share that show. We lost about, I want to say 150 people because we started talking about wallets.
Bunch of clean t-shirts. But I have
to be honest, I am stalling a little bit. Just because we're ending the show very strongly. It's going to be amazing. But I do want Lenny here for the end of the show. He can't get here until later. So
one pair of shorts, one pair of pants, like one pair of underwear, one pair of socks left.
Okay, that's not possible. It is not possible that you have exactly one pair of all of the things that we're all sitting here going, ew, you're gross. What about this? What about that? What about this? I got exactly one hat left.
And I'm just excited that I can.
That's not how clothes work. Like I listen, I've never counted, but there's no way I have the same number of socks as I do underwear, as I do shirts.
Do laundry tomorrow.
By the way, Mersh has 3 pairs of pants. We've seen them. A pair of sweatpants, which I bought the exact same sweatpants as him, by the way. I thought that would be funny. And I was going to model them on the show. There's some things that you can't even do for humor. It's
does it make your penis go triangle?
It makes my butt go in and out like it's like really, it's non-Euclidean. It's crazy.
That's all I want to do. I just want to get rid of the pile of dirty clothes in my room. And my
So he's sleeping in a nest right now. It's one of those scenarios.
Sheets and all. Tomorrow I'm washing. Everything in this house is getting fucking washed.
Except for, his feet, his cats.
Nickerdale said
the couch.
Washing machine is in your car? No, my washing
nice
machine is in Royce's house.
Papa Lopez. Papa Lopez. And again, I've been saying it forever. Royce lives in a house that was bought by his dad for him. He's never had a real job. He's been playing LARPing radio guy for the past 20 years. Okay. Look at his hands, and you can tell that he has long fingernails. Look at any photo of Royce. He's got the longest, ugliest lady nails you've ever seen. It's terrifying. There's never been a callus. There's never been a bruise. Okay? He keeps his hands inside of these little bags, and he walks around his house like this. And his dad bought him this fucking house. His wife is the breadwinner for most of this time. His dad just pays for him to live. And all this talk from Mersh about I've got a trust fund and all this stuff, you're living off of Papa Lopez. Papa Lopez Sr. and Jr., by the way. And he's doing his laundry there. This isn't college. I swear to God. Listen, I've had co-hosts. I've had, repeat guests and stuff on the podcast. I had dudes, in my younger days, I had dudes who they'd come on the show and then I'd let them sleep over in a spare room or whatever, just to facilitate the show happening. It's like awkward having to go back and forth in New York sometimes. I'm talking long time ago here. And I swear to God, even in that scenario where they're like, do you mind if I crash here? If they had a big bag of laundry for me to have done in my home, I would go, I can't know about your underwear. We need to exist on a playing field where your underwear are theoretical in nature only. They're not physical. I don't know where you're physically storing them. Mentally, I want you to have underwear. I don't want you on my couch. I don't want you in my co-host chair with no underwear. The idea that you're sitting there puffing on my chair, that's unthinkable to me. I need a theoretical Schrodinger's underwear happening, but I never need it to cross the threshold of actually outside of your pants and inside of my house. The idea of your laundry mixing filth with mine. And I'm not saying he's doing the laundry with Royce, although I bet it's happened. I bet they've combined loads before, which is also something that Mersh's mom used to do back when she was alive.
Something interesting is that when you visit China, like when you're at a hotel or something, and they'll wash your clothes for you, but they will not wash your underwear. They refuse to.
Well, they
refuse
right.
to touch your underwear.
They're right. And by the way, socks, his little sock feet. I don't want to be involved in that. Can you imagine? So the idea of this is so alien to me, so foreign, so bizarre. And then you're sitting here telling me that the most alien foreign people on earth, Chinese people, don't even play like that. That's crazy.
I've been going to his house to do the show. So tomorrow.
Hey, here to do the show. He's got a giant Santa Claus knapsack on his fucking shoulder. What does he keep it in? A bindle? You know, a little stick with a neckerchief?
Oh, I can at least go to the laundromat. But yeah, I can. Scott said, man, invest in a washer.
Scott, you said this?
I did tell him to invest in a washer.
Wow, well, smart.
At least go to the laundromat.
You can get them for free.
A washing machine?
Yeah.
Where do you get one for free?
Facebook.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's not going to fucking work. And you know, this idiot can't repair it. But also, he can't lift it. You ever move a washing machine? Like, it sucks. The dryer? No big deal. Though I don't know what the fuck are they putting in dryers. Hang on. What are they putting in the washing machine? Because the dryer is awkward, you know, it's big, it's a big square. But the washing machine is like you want to die. If you ever had to put a washing machine up a set of stairs, oh my God. Imagine Mersh and his shoulders attempting this. Who's going to help him? Clarence Biscuits?
Scott said, man, invest in a washer dryer. Why?
Well, I can think of one reason. You know that
car gets repo'd next time.
Yeah, you know that big pile of dirty clothes in the other room where you just happen to have exactly the amount of clothes left you need for this one more day, and also the big pile of cement outside? That's really unrelated to the clothes, but remember, also your car is gone.
Why? I've thought about getting a washer dryer. I have the hookups for it, and I have the.
Oh, dude, I got the hookup. I talked to the building contractor. I said I could get you a steak anywhere in Tamiami Trail. He said, brother, I got the hookups for you.
For it. But then I did the math. And the math wasn't mathing.
Well, that's because Mersh was mathing it. I don't know if you've ever done the math on this one, Mersh, but maybe gambling while you owe on your car is not the greatest idea. Trip to Vegas doesn't really math itself out.
I'm a single dude living by myself.
I literally thought he was about to say dad. Is that?
I'm a single dad.
I'm a single cat dad of 3 fur babies.
For no reason.
Spinster
Cats
Mersh.
don't wear clothes. What do I need a washer dryer? Cats don't wear clothes.
The only reason Mersh is even clothed from the gunt down is because every once in a while he is forced to get up and run away all scared.
To own a washer dryer. Jim Edwards said,
stop gulping.
Your place doesn't have laundry.
This is not an Angie clip, by the way, and the sound is still horrific. Who clipped this one, by the way? Nightlive Radio. Which I don't actually remember who runs that one, but thank you to Nightlive Radio.
What the fuck? What do you mean doesn't have laundry? I rent a house. I don't live in an apartment. I don't live like in an apartment complex that has a laundry room.
That would be better. That would be a better situation.
Hey, I don't live somewhere way fucking nicer than what I'm currently dealing with. What do I look like? Some sort of highfalutin retard?
And
What do I look like? A dirty hobo?
I don't live somewhere where they have communal facility.
Yeah. Honestly, though, in all the places I ever lived where it was a communal laundry situation, that does actually suck. It is, laundromat is better than that, to be honest. But only if you have them. Here's the other thing. This is gonna blow your mind, Mersh. You can pay them to come pick it up. You can pay a laundromat to come pick up your dirties. They take them. They use a Chinese slave to wash it for you. They fold it and everything. And then they bring it back to you. You do nothing. That's what I used to do in New York when I didn't even have the hookups.
I already did the math.
And it just ain't mathing.
If I get a washer dryer, first of all, I'm
I won't be dirty anymore.
not gonna get like a shitty cheap one, whatever. But it's about $1,100.
Well, why
Just get
not?
the shitty cheap one.
You should have the one where it goes up on your countertop in the kitchen. You can only fit one pair of underwear inside. Something.
100 for both.
A camping
for
one. Yeah.
How about throw your shit in the fucking dishwasher?
a cheap one, for a decent one. If I were going to the laundromat every week, I might get a washer dryer.
This is wild. Someone says in the chat. Yeah, this is crazy. This is this is true of every single clip of Mersh ever, but he just didn't have to admit any of this. We could have just gone our whole lives never knowing.
I know I'm fat. I know I'm a drunk. And I know I'm retarded. Truth be told, unless I don't have a car, I go to Royce's house.
So this has happened before?
3 times a week.
You're doing your laundry 3 times a week?
To do the show.
Oh.
And I usually just bring my laundry with me.
Every time? Wait, what?
I would be so pissed off if I had someone coming over my house doing washing.
Royce has a wife. I know it's like a fake beard, setup. It's not a real wife. It's a hot wife scenario. But she's a lady, sort of. I mean, I've seen her. She's sort of a... There's some well, I'm not sure biologically even. There's some metaphysically she's Chinesely a woman. And there's got to be a part of her that's like, what are you doing? How does she not pull Royce aside? I mean, he lived there. You know what? Fuck it. What am I saying? Mersh lived on their couch for years and she didn't pull Royce aside for any of that.
Bang it out while the show's live. Jim said,
while the show's
usually houses have washers, dryers. That's not actually the case.
What?
You saying houses usually don't?
Huh?
That's not actually the case.
Oh.
Actually, most of the world washes their clothes at Royce's place.
Yeah.
Actually, most of the world washes their clothes.
Oh, I've been beating mine against rocks and just hoping for the best.
I know a lot of people that don't have washer dryers.
Yeah, because you know your audience members, and they are also poor idiots.
Again,
Try streaming at times of the day where people either aren't at work or shouldn't be asleep, and maybe you'll meet some people who have washers and dryers.
And if you have a house with roommates, if you've got a bunch of people that
you are 42 years old, man.
Have a family that lives in a house, sure, get a washer.
A family that lives in a house. They say a family that lives in a house together stays together.
Dryer. Most places down here, you rent them. There's no washer dryer.
But there's the hookups. And for the low cost of the rest of the amount you owe on your vehicle, you could have them. That's
That's like an extra amenity in Florida if you rent out a house and it has a washer and dryer. Plus,
yeah,
You can just buy your own. Take it
yeah.
from house to house.
Any place you're renting, if they have a washer and dryer, yeah, it's an extra amenity. That's just, that is always true. You
Why don't need
have
the dryer anyway?
the
You
hookups.
could just-
This is a guy
Why
who
don't you-
loves hookups. Okay? He loves lying about Tinder dates and hooking up. He loves telling another guy that he's going to take him out to a strip club and hook him up.
I wouldn't want this place to have a washer dryer because I'd probably get charged an extra fucking $100 a month.
What?
2 months and you could buy the washer and okay, to be honest, he just needs to wash his clothes and then hang them or wear them wet and just walk outside.
I just can't stop thinking about that comment. This is wild. I know.
Yeah.
It is. This is
You
wild.
think, stop.
Sorry, Urquhart.
Stop this. Please.
Go
I know that's what the chat says when I talk, but anyway. Do you think he brings his own detergent?
It's because you have a Josh Moon style baby voice.
That's probably part of it.
Try to
but,
put on a deeper voice. Just talk deeper.
do you think Mersh brings his own laundry detergent? Or is he
No.
mooching off?
He scrapes the caked on stuff around the top and then just shoves that in.
I don't know that he's using detergent at all. There's
No, that's a good
there's
point.
no proof that after he's done his laundry, it's any cleaner than it was before, by the way. And you can't listen. I hate to break it to the cat folks out there, the toxoplasmoids, but you don't own clean clothes. And you never have. Once you are a cat person and you got a cat in your house, you stink. And that's permanent. And you could go get 2 cups of Fabuloso and pour them into the fucking thing, and you're still going to smell like cat piss. Even if your cat's never pissed anywhere other than, inside your home, which is where they go. You have a box for your cat to pee, probably in your kitchen, by the way. I don't know why. It's either cats, for some reason, everybody's got it set up for them to either take a big fat piss, rip a piss in their closet. They've got a special cat closet. I've seen this. I've been to cat people's houses. They've got a cat closet, or they've got, them ripping a shit in the kitchen.
My dog even thinks about pissing in my house. I'm going to fucking kick it across the room. There's no chance anything's defecating inside my house.
I train my kids to, potty train them. If they piss on the floor or piss themselves, sorry, you live outside now. All right? Because that smell is never coming out of my clothes.
But no, I just go over there once a week and just dump a fucking load of laundry in
Don't say you go to Royce's and dump a load. Please.
while I'm there. It's just easy, you know what I mean? So you just throw it in at his house.
What's wrong with the closet? Someone says in chat. We got a toxoplasmoid ripping pisses in closets. This is
Keep your clothes.
I'll tell you
Why
what's-
don't you piss in the closet?
Yeah. Hey, here's an idea. Why don't get a big bucket of gravel and start pissing in it in your house. See how that works out. And actually, that would probably be fine. Cat piss stinks. Like, it just straight up smells bad. Human piss can occasionally just smell like nothing, I suppose. But I'm going to go ahead and guess that if you're asking the question, what's wrong with pissing in the closet, you might be too far gone at that point. We're going to find out what's wrong with pissing in the closet through Mersh.
Boom, bong, bang, and then
We're bing bonging and banging. Hang on a second.
it's just easy, you know what I mean? So you just throw it in at his house, boom, bong, bang, and then
Bing bong, boom, bing bong, ping dong, ping in the closet. I just ping pong, ping in his closet. I drop a load in his house.
it's done. And then I just throw it in a bag and I go home.
Yeah, we know how laundry works. It's just done. It's not just done. You had to do it, or even scarier, Royce is doing it for you.
And I fold it.
If his wife is doing Mersh's laundry, Royce is a bigger fucking cuck than I ever could have possibly imagined.
They're cyberbullying me to death.
Watch PODAWFUL. Watch your show.
You think Mersh saves his shit for Royce's house as well?
Oh,
Speaking
like to take a big dump there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably clogged his toilet day one inside his current place and has just been, yep. Oh, this is crazy. That reminds me. I completely forgot about this. Somebody did the math. Somebody figured it out. Mersh was saying when he didn't have the car that he used an Uber to go to Walmart to get his car back. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, somebody figured out how far away the closest Walmart is from him. 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes away, and he took an Uber to it. That's how fat Mersh is, okay? Now, there's, of course, everybody's saying it's because he's fat. I have an alternative theory, and it's that he was afraid that if he walked to Walmart, he might be spotted like a big fat squatch walking down the road by a henchman. You know, yeah, suddenly a henchman's behind him with a tuba. So that, yeah, he took, somebody looked up to see how much the Uber would have cost from his home to Walmart. Now, they've got Uber X here, and it's $6.18. But we all know Mersh went with the cheapest route and probably used an Uber pool. So, which shouldn't even be possible at a place that's 3 minutes away. There's no one else who's also going the same place as you. But it was probably, $2.50, and he didn't tip.
But I did look into the possibility of it.
Oh, yeah. Chase that down real quick.
And you picture 1200,
That's
right?
like me drinking this Dr. Pepper and then chasing it with a lemonade or something. Like, what am I? Is that normal?
Do you know
when
how
the
long it'll
taste
take
of
me to make-
the liquor that you're drinking is so bad that you need to get the taste out with something sugary.
Don't drink it.
1200, right? Do you know how long it'll take me to make up that value?
5 months.
Like, do you understand how long?
Yeah.
How many free, washing and drying sessions? The only thing I would really care about having a washer dryer in my house, and the one reason I would like to have a washer dryer, it has a hookup, FOMO. My the back closet in my house, the one I use as a cat bathroom.
Okay. So oh my God.
Of course.
It's a cat toilet. I wasn't kidding when I said that. His laundry room, which laundry room is being kind. I drew the full floor plan of Mersh's home in the most recent Primo Mersh episode, or maybe it was the World War episode. I literally know by heart. I know in my head his entire floor plan for his duplex. And I drew the laundry room area. I said this is I called it a closet. It's a closet. This is a cat piss closet. Cat toilet closet. Okay? They all do it. Now, I will say Mersh is a lucky guy because it's at the other end of the apartment from the kitchen. So it's the rare time where it's not just cat piss inside your food.
Actually has the old school, like the big, the piping that comes in with the fucking
old school piping.
Normal.
Whoa. Dude, that's crazy. That's old school.
things. I'd easily have one installed, but it's like
he wouldn't even install it himself. The easiest appliance to install.
I could easily have one installed. Okay. Do it.
Again, it's like the only reason I would ever want a washer dryer in my house is for emergencies.
Okay. That's not a type of emergency. I don't
even Jesse, like when you get blood all over yourself and stuff like that, you need to wash it out in an emergency. You're not waiting to go over to Royce's house.
You burn it.
You know?
He needs a fireplace is what he needs. That's not as easily installed, by the way.
When my house flooded during the hurricane.
He doesn't have a
When my-
hookup for a fireplace.
Wow.
My house flooded
He doesn't know a guy.
during the hurricane. I absolutely would have loved having a washer dryer at that time because I could have thrown all the shit in and washed.
So there's even other times where it would have been valuable to him, and he still is like, do you know how long it would take for me to get any value out of a By the way, here's how long it would take. The next time you do laundry, that's exactly the amount, which according to Mersh is like 3 weeks. So
it, dried it, and not waited days and let it get all musty and shit.
I don't even know how long it takes for my clothes to get clean because I don't do it. I make my wife do it. That's why I do believe that maybe Royce is actually doing Mersh's laundry, you know? Oh, wait, no, Mersh is the wife, right? Mersh and Royce Lopez. Yeah.
But again,
Mr. and Mrs.
when I have to drive in 3 nights, 3 days a week to go do ROTC,
3 nights, 3 p.m.
and Royce has a washer dryer, it's like, what's the point?
To not burden your friend and business partner with maybe the most insane gay thing that a 42-year-old man could burden him with.
Do you reckon that they have the discussion and Mersh tries to convince Royce that having a washer dryer is a luxury? You don't need one. He's trying to tell Royce he doesn't need a washer dryer.
Yup. Oh yeah, dude. Don't even. He's having the wallet convo with Royce, but about the washer and dryer, and Royce is sitting there going, biting his tongue. You know. Here's the craziest part. So the way this really happened is Mersh lived with Royce. So obviously he was doing his laundry at Royce's originally. And then he moved out to the Section 8 apartment, his first big boy apartment ever, by the way. He'd never had one before. He'd been living in cars before that and couches. And when he moved to that place, he's like, hey, man, look, things are going to be a little rough for a little bit. Do you mind if I keep? And Royce is like, oh, dude, of course. You know, you got to remember, this is back when we forced Mersh out of Royce's house. I don't know if people remember that, but
he was happy to just have him off the couch.
We bullied him out of there by making it a problem for Royce that he lived there. And yes, he was happy to have him off the couch. And then you remember Royce was being so nice about it, though. He felt so bad that he was giving Mersh like a TV. He gave him the big bezel TV and stuff like that. So at that time, he was like, dude, yeah, of course. No, you can come back and, of course, as long as you need to. It's no big deal. Thinking it would be like a week, one time, maybe 2 in a pinch. Dude,
I haven't had a child move out of home, but I imagine this is what it's like to get a kid to move out of home. You give them all the shit furniture and stuff like that you've been meaning to throw out. You put it in their place and stuff like that.
Dude,
wait for them to come home to
whatever
get
you
food.
need. Drop a load in my house and my wife. I don't care. You can have my Disney pass.
What's the point of buying a washer dryer? I just go to Royce's house. I get there a little bit earlier than usual.
I hope Royce's house is wiped out in a hurricane.
Throw a load in. You know what I mean? It starts washing, and then fucking we take.
And by the way, like with Mersh's underwear, he is literally throwing loads in there.
We take our fucking break at the hour, right? Top of the hour, we always go take a commercial break.
That's why they take the break?
I go to smoke
It's a laundry break?
cigarette.
This is lore. This is lore.
I dump it in the dryer, and then I take it home.
He's dumping during the break. He's doing every kind of dump you can do during that break.
But there's just some things I'm not going to spend money on because I look at the money like it costs to do it, and I'm like, no, just do my laundry when I go to race.
Like, for instance, why pay for a car? I mean, you can just not pay for it. You know what I mean?
Again, the only time it's been inconvenience was the last fucking 2.5 weeks when I've had no car. That's been fucking miserable.
Yeah, the only time, just 2.5 weeks. Oh, and also that time you said before in the hurricane.
And I've been
also, you are a living inconvenience to your business partner.
Watching the dirty clothes pile up, and I'm like, man, this fucking sucks. Like, I want to get this done.
That's not a car, and those aren't related. Okay? You not being able to drive has nothing to do with you being a dirty, filthy hobo.
Like tonight, I looked
There's
around and I'm like,
services that do this for you, right?
You're just getting here, Lenny. I said it. I used to do it. I used to have a guy come pick up my laundry for me and do it. It was amazing, by the way. I'm not kidding, directly across the street from one apartment I lived in Brooklyn, I had an amazing Chinese slave woman laundromat. Even if you went into the they only did it for you there. You just take your bag over there. There was no you doing it. It's just they have Chinese slave women. Let them do it. They did all the folding and everything. They fold up nice and tight. You get it back on time. They never lost anything. It was a great place. And I still started paying a guy to come pick it up for me so that I didn't have to walk across the street with it. It was literally right across the street. I was like, fuck that.
place a fucking disaster with dirty.
You know
laundry.
they were
Not
pissed off every time you gave them your underwear, right? Because
They were
didn't have
pissed
to do that back in
on.
China.
this place. I don't know. My dirty clothes aren't all over my house, but my bedroom is a disaster right now.
So the cats are sleeping in that, by the way. Like, there's no way they're not. So Mersh is a dirt woman. Yes. What do I think? Huh?
Do you think Vito is doing his laundry at Dick's house?
No world where Dick Masterson allows something like that to go down. No chance. And imagine, by the way, how many loads he would have to drop. His clothes are twice the size of a normal man's clothes. I mean, you couldn't get it all done. Although I've only seen like 3 or 4 outfits on Vito too. So
you'd have to use the
I
bed
told
sheet
you
cycle, so it moves a bit slower.
John, I told you, you got to clean out the lint trap.
Vito, I heard Vito actually had his comic book artist, draw a few panels on his clothes so that he had an excuse to never get them washed. Sorry, I just can't get it done. I don't know what it is. Sorry, 1 second. I got to go do my laundry. Hang on. Be right back.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. PODAWFUL.pizza.
Pizza.
PODAWFUL.pizza.
All right, well, speaking about wins for the toe, let's check in with Aaron Imholte here real quick. I, again, convinced Ethan Ralph to pit the sector against the Dabbleverse. Basically, and I have people who keep messaging me going like, oh, Jesse, this is great. This is working, by the way. Apparently, it's working instantly. This is like the greatest idea ever. Everybody's falling for it and going for it, and it's happening already. Which we'll explore more in just a second. We're going to watch Ethan on Nightwave with Mersh. But Aaron very briefly addressed me and addressed this scenario here because I keep saying that he is now the Dabbleverse. The entire Dabbleverse he's the nucleus. It surrounds him. There is no Dabbleverse without this man's Taranch. So I just want to be clear, though. Like, you don't have to send me any ideas. You don't have to tell me, like, oh, this and this is... The whole reason that I had Ethan Ralph go after the Dabbleverse is so that I can walk away. I'm just lighting the fuse and walking away. I don't want to be a part of it at all. The entire point is to destroy the Dabbleverse and the sector in one felled swoop and make all of this trash disappear. Phase 4, baby. Let's watch.
Performance instead of a show. And the ones who think it's a shoot, they don't last very long.
Aaron is convinced he is not in the Dabbleverse. That's what he's talking about here.
Maybe a couple years and then burn yourself out doing that. But as far as leaving it at the console, yeah, that's a great way to put it. A couple that shoot says, if you are back on the air, will you stop YouTube? No, this is a crucial part of the industry going forward.
It's a local podcast. Listen, This is look at Aaron. He's like trying to explain to you, the person who's been watching YouTube for the past fucking 15, 16, 17 years. Actually, the way things are going in radio right now, I think having a YouTube channel makes sense.
Look, man.
By the way, Stoney's is celebrating its 30th anniversary for the 5th year in a row.
And I've got some ideas. Yeah, man, diggity.
What are your ideas? You have ideas? I would love to hear them. I gave you a bunch of very good ideas. You can listen to any of them.
You're wrong. I'm living proof that it doesn't choose you.
So he's talking about the Dabbleverse there.
Because you just go, no, thanks. I'm good. They're like, what? No.
Yeah, this is a section. Will be, again, we're going to very minimally cover this. We're going to check in every once in a while, see how Ethan is doing as my, pit bull on a very, very, very long leash, and see if he's destroying the Dabbleverse or not. I don't really want to be involved, but this is a segment that Aaron does. He does this every episode. It's called Pretending That He Doesn't Care About the Comments. And what he does during the segment is he reads all of the comments and responds to them and cares a lot about them.
No. Yeah, I'm good. Helgi says, Jesse PS told me that I have to take you down. No hard feelings. It's just business. Ah, shucks. Are we back to 2023 again? Because he did that before when he thought that I watched a burger guy because of it. It's weird shit.
And again, I didn't come after him. I just called out what was true, which is that he stole from me and then pretended like he didn't like PODAWFUL. All right. So, and by the way, Helgi is in our chat right now. Helgi, my name is spelled with no I, as is every other Jesse ever. I don't know why everybody gets this wrong. Very stupid. Okay. So there you go. That's what's going on with Aaron. Now that sets up this next bit here. Ethan Ralph went on Nightwave. Now, this is crazy, all right? It worked too well. I told Ethan, go after the Dabbleverse. The next fucking day, Patrick Melton reaches out to Ethan Ralph and goes, yeah, I need to have you on Nobody Likes Onions. I don't remember what Patrick sounds like. That's not.
It makes sense. That's probably good.
It's not necessarily what I think he sounds like. I don't know that I can do the. Let me try to do a really good Patrick Melton. Hang on a second. Let me think. So, all right, he's a pothead. And he does that little giggle, and he's like, all right. So he's going to ask Ethan to come on the show. He's like, hey, David, come on the show. Yeah. So I don't know. He just somehow out of nowhere, he had the insane idea to bring Ethan Ralph into the Dabbleverse the day after I said this should happen. Ethan messaged me and he's like, dude, I can't believe it. Patrick Melton said he wants me on a show. And you know who's going to be there? Carl Hamburger. And I'm like, I don't even remember who that is. And then he's like, no, we talked about him. We talked about him on the show and now they want me. And I don't know if I should go on. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, but I don't know. I feel like maybe they're going to set me up. And then I didn't read any of that until after he already went on. And I was like, hey, man, good job.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Hey, I did whatever automatic reaction it had in the Twitter DM. I don't know what it is. I don't know how Twitter DM reactions work because in some chats I have, it's one set of emojis. And in some, it's completely different ones. So sometimes the only things I have to react with are like the Israel flag or by the way, the robot arm doing a bicep. That's my favorite emoji. Because, they're trying to be inclusive with the emoji. So they've got a leg emoji. And then they're like, well, we got to be inclusive for disabled people. So they did a prosthetic leg emoji, like a robot leg emoji. And then they went, well, we've got an arm emoji, but it's a bicep. It's a guy curling his bicep. And then they went, well, we have to have a robot flexing its muscles. It makes no sense. It's the dumbest emoji ever. Nobody talks about this. It is so stupid. You have to be so Chinese brained to think of something like that. What are you going to say, Lenny?
I said it's because it's Jax from Mortal Kombat.
It might as well be. It makes exactly as much sense as Jax from Mortal Kombat. It makes it as much sense as Kano from Mortal Kombat, who had one robot eye, but when you turned him the other way, it went to the other side of his head. How do you even explain that? I've never understood that one. All right, so anyway, it instantly worked. Ethan is now in the Dabbleverse. It was less than a day. And I watched it, by the way. It was like, I was kind of just a rehash of the episode I did with him, but good, fine. Get it all in there. You know, he's mentioning PODAWFUL. They're talking about Jesse PS, PODAWFUL. And then Carl, this is crazy. Carl is sitting there the whole time, and he's just like, he didn't say anything. He was terrified. And I guess it's because, you know, Ethan and I talked shit about him the day before, and now he's been put in this awkward situation by P-Melt. You know, I don't know if he was let in on this happening beforehand. I think he might have been completely bedeviled by it. So then I think maybe he did another show in between. I don't remember. I feel like he's done a show. Ethan's been on shows every single day since then. And then he went on Mersh's show as well. Isn't that crazy? Mersh invites him on. How'd that happen? Huh. Strange. So, of course, I did become the topic of conversation. I got to give Ralph this, you know, say what you want about Ralph. Everybody's got their fucking retard opinions that they want to tell me like I give a fuck. But Jesse boomered up the live. What does that mean? Am I live? Are you saying I fucked it up? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. All right.
You're live on my end.
All right, good. His laser eye is totally real. We're still talking about Kano? Okay, so...
Great Australian character.
True, he is Australian. And he's also one of the worst fighters in the game, so that makes sense too.
He was great in the most recent movie.
I was more of a Baraka guy, you know? You know why? You know why I picked Baraka? Because he had big, scary mouth and claws. It seemed like that would win. Like if it was just, you know, a ninja versus a monster man, I would just assume...
Yeah, but Kano was funny, you know. He was the cool guy.
Funny.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, in the movie he was.
Yeah, he's thinking movie now.
I'm not playing the movie, Scott. I'm playing the video game. And I'll tell you what's funny. You uppercut a guy and 15 skulls and vertebrae come out of him. I don't even know how that's possible. They're like, they just gave up on that game. Like by Mortal Kombat 3, they were like, I don't know. Just is there a way that a guy can have more blood inside him than humanly possible? He's like a TARDIS of blood.
Have we done a red version of Scorpion yet?
Yeah, we need a new color of ninja. How about this? What if there was one that's, I don't know, all black so that we don't even have to color it in properly?
They call him Smoke.
I was talking about Noob Saibot, which is, of course, Boone and Tobias backwards. All right. Anyway, video games. We're going to be talking video games here in a second with Mersh. All right. So Ethan went on. They're talking about all the stuff. I keep coming up. Take a listen to this. This is how I get introduced into the conversation. This is so funny.
Not defamatory, and I've said nothing defamatory. So
I gotta ask, because you actually wanted to ask me, because I guess you said on the air the other day that you wanted to hear my feedback about Melton.
Yeah.
And I
because I thought you guys were cool.
I got my fucking car repoed. So the day you
Okay, so he's talking about the car repo.
I did because of Jesse. Yeah, I heard.
No, not because of him.
But I heard.
So Mersh thinks that Ethan just said that he got his car repoed because of me. That I somehow physically repoed Mersh's car.
Yeah, because I thought you guys were 1185.
Yeah,
it was 1185.
Cool, I got my fucking.
Sorry, Rumble stinks.
Ask me, because I guess you said on the air the other day that you wanted to hear my feedback about Melton.
Yeah.
And I just,
because I thought you guys were cool.
I got my fucking car repoed. So the day you,
I did because of Jesse. Yeah, I heard.
No, not because of him.
But I heard I heard from you first. But
how could you get? How can anyone get my car repoed?
If anyone could, It's this guy right
We're
here.
talking about you.
You know what? Let's throw this on the fucking big board. Am I right, people? I think this is worth it. Get this.
I'm getting messages and rumors thrown at me that Patrick Melton has his own Scott. I don't know what that's
Yeah, have you seen this, Scott?
I have not. People are
Dude.
messaging me.
Dude, can somebody get me and post it? Can one of you guys that's on air here get me the episode Ethan was on? It's called This Little Piggy or something like that. Here, Little Piggy. So I don't know I don't know why it's called that. It's kind of mean to call a show that and then invite Ethan Ralph on, by the way. So find me that. I need to show Scott. Patrick Melton went to great lengths to get his own Scott. I have to show you. All right, real quick. Let's just throw Scott on. Scott has been a part of the program now for many a cycle. Let's switch the screen there. There we go. So
It's over 10 years now because I started watching PODAWFUL and being part of the show before my daughter was born. She just turned 10, so that's how I measure shit.
That's how I measure stuff too, is when your daughter turned 10. Sorry. You're not, the screens keep switching which one's deciding to work right now. Not sure what's going on. Okay, so this is Scott. He has been part of PODAWFUL for a decade. We have him on. He's co-hosted episodes. He sounds like this. He looks like this. Does everybody understand what I'm saying here? Does this all make sense?
I'm kind of a handsome caveman kind of character.
That's not the way anyone thinks of you or pictures you. Or
That's the messages that I get. They all tell me that.
Now, has anybody found the clip I'm looking, or the episode I'm looking for? Is it in the chat? Anybody get that yet? I would really like that if someone could.
Imagine
do that.
being like participating on a show and then just not being able to interact with it. Like fucking Trevor, where's Trevor been this whole time?
I don't know. I don't know why these guys, they come in, they say nothing, and they do nothing. It's crazy. And so I will be I'm going to take away the manservant role from everyone who's too quiet. Originally the problem was that they talked too much, and now it's not at all. The audience scared them. The audience scared the henchmen away.
The audience will never scare me. I'll scare the audience.
Take a good look at this, okay? And think of the show I do and this guy, how involved he is, and the way he looks, and the way he stinks. Okay, now, let me see.
Who told you I stink?
Huh?
Who told you I stink?
Nobody got that. They're just sitting there, quiet and scared.
I'm looking.
No, it's too late.
Jared.
I could have
You
found
can't
it.
get Jared to look for it.
Here's the thing. I could have found it in 2 fucking seconds, honestly. Here we go. Who's going to find it first? Me, the guy just now doing it. I got it.
To then
got
bring
it.
Camera in.
Got it.
I sent it.
It's too late. I've got it. You sent it. You're sending me. Watch this. This is fucking nuts. Hang on. Let me find a good spot. Oh, yes. All right. Now, Scott, you're not going to like this, but everybody else is going to like this. So, Patrick Melton.
You're talking the guy in the bottom left there?
Watch this.
Sad or
Watch
upset.
this.
No, come on.
Hang on a second. Watch this.
That's why he tries to act so positive on the show, but then you see the
He's the same. He's Australian, just like you.
Yeah.
Is he Australian?
Yeah,
little
listen.
bits of anger come out behind it, and that
Yeah.
is what makes Steel Toe one of.
This is he basically created Scott. I think he molded this man out of clay or something.
The most
His
interesting
airline's way higher than mine. I think, yeah, you would
studies into the
He
human
combined
mind.
Chewie and Scott.
How insane is this, though? Like, how do you go to these lengths to copy a guy?
What's his
That's
name?
out
I think it's Scott.
there.
Okay.
It's Scooby or something like that.
So here's my thoughts on this video that he put out with him
Scooter,
and his boxing coach to stick it to all the haters.
Everybody Patrick Melton knows and talks about is named Doobie or Mooby or Glooby. I don't know.
I think the
just
chat
went
is saying
full
Moody.
DSP.
His name is Moody.
Moody.
I'm going to find out where Moody is, and we're going to link up.
Because
I'm going to do a show with Moody.
They're saying he's Timu Scott, exactly.
Understanding the point. He thinks that we're angry and seething that he has a hobby. We're not.
And he, by the way, he's just as bad on the show as you are on mine. Like, he's just interrupting. He's got bad jokes. He doesn't really add anything. There's no reason for him to be there. It's exactly like Scott.
You box on Thursdays. We know.
I'm hearing he's from New Zealand. That is rip-off Australian. That's not
rip-off Australia. But it's also the same thing as Australia.
Have hobbies. We all do things outside of our shows. Like, that's not impressive.
He's Muslim like you are.
Is he from Christchurch?
The fact that
he was.
You felt the need to then bring a camera into the gym to show all of the haters.
I don't know what they're even talking about, by the way. All right, so they have a Scott. It's crazy. I don't know how that's even fucking physically possible, but they found a way and they've done it. So Scott, that's you. Same guy as you. And
we're gonna have to juke it out.
Juke it?
Juke it out.
Oh my God. I always forget that in big board mode on the standard, we got to figure this out. Mersh, you can't sit here on your show anymore. I think he's put himself there specifically because I cover him up on the big board this way. That's really retarded. All right. Luckily the moon base is huge and I've got plenty of room to scoot here. Speaking of scooter. Okay. So what's happening? Oh, Ethan Ralph is on the show. Mersh now thinks that Ethan thinks that I somehow got his car repo'd, which is very funny.
Heard it from him.
Yeah, so I was watching your show and you were talking about, I watch your show probably more than anybody else's because it comes on right after mine, right?
Because I'm on it right now, so I'd tell you anything.
And so I'll tune it in, and sometimes
he said the same thing to me. He was like, I'll tell you what, Jesse, nobody watches more Pod Awful than me, Ethan Ralph. Jesse PS is legitimately the world's greatest guy.
sometimes I, throw the viewer.
I didn't think they got Pod Awful in Mexico. I thought it wasn't syndicated.
Well, now that it's the Gulf of America, they get it.
Over or whatever. And so I was listening, you're talking about, I hope, the car thing goes down tomorrow and this and that, but I didn't really
the car thing,
the whole deal. And then of course, Jesse, he has the beef, and all.
Oh, okay. But then he came running to me after this program going, I tried to get Mersh on your side. I did, Jesse. I love you. I love you like a brother. And not Mersh, Ethan wants to do a monthly show with me, by the way. This is a real thing. He said this. And I said, I'll try to figure something out. Well, I don't know what we would do. Because I don't want to talk about the Dabbleverse. I want him focused on the Dabbleverse. Moody has cow shit candles in his house. They're telling me in the chat. That just came across my desk.
All this. And
what?
So,
I also have cow shit.
Yeah. I say there's one for one. It is 1 for 1. Does Moody have human bones that he kisses?
Oh, he comes on talking about toe this and toe that. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter. I didn't even mean to bring it up. Only that the day that somebody.
Oh my God! Now this one's messing up. Oh my God! I don't know if that's Rumble. I don't know if it's me. It's so much shit going on.
It was like, hey, Ralph wants you to come on the show as the dad to get up in the morning and go get my car back. And I did that, came back, did ROTC, got no sleep, and I was just out.
All right, sorry. Let's fix that. There we go.
Cold, and I'm like, all right. And then finally you DM'd me. But no, look, my deal with Melton is simple. And I've explained it on the air before too, right? I don't have any beef with him. I don't. I actually think some of the coverage.
Somebody told me you called him a pedo. Is that true?
I've never straight up called him a pedo, but he has had some.
He is a pedo.
Very just weird hot takes
around the edges. Yeah, yeah.
It was a thought experiment. For the love of God, a man's allowed to think. What are you, the thought police? A guy's allowed to have the idea. Doesn't mean he's acting upon it. He's a virtuous thought experimenter. He's a educational.
I've definitely denounced and disavowed some of his ethical AI generated.
Oh well, thank God Mersh disavowed it. Mr. Morality,
child porn hot takes. You know what I mean? I don't think. Here's what I actually did say, and this is what got under his skin.
Is it child porn hot takes or hot child porn takes?
Well, listen.
Because he kept using Aaron Imholt's child's name, her full name. in like his video descriptions and stuff. So then like the SEO is like this 10-year-old girl, and it's like her, you know what I mean? It's all these weird stalkery things about Aaron's kids and stuff.
So it's a stalker now. For Patrick Melton to make fun of Aaron Imholte. That's a stalker. Let's remember that.
And then he said the stuff about AI porn. So and you know this, Ralph, you're a broadcaster yourself. You know how to say something without defaming people.
Sure, I just did.
So
He knows how to do it with defaming them too, though.
So I just said, look, man, I'm not saying he touches kids. But what I'm saying is based on these two situations alone, he is an active danger to children. That's what I said. And that's legal. You are an active danger to children. You're doing weird shit.
You know, I don't disagree, but I thought you guys were cool. He invited me on the show. Actually, I was trashing Carl on the timeline that day. And then all of a sudden he's like, hey, you want to come on this little piggy or whatever to talk about Aaron? I said, yeah, of course. Now I'm going in thinking, all right, it might be a throwdown with Carl, but Carl's like, hey, we've been there, done that.
We love the big board, but I can't do it this way. This is so retarded. Doing it this way, like I thought Mersh would, why wouldn't you go full screen? You don't have Ethan on camera. Just fucking get off of there. All right, so I can't be as stupid as Mersh.
Where's the fireworks? He should be using the fireworks right now.
Just because Mersh is stupid with his layout doesn't mean I'm going to be stupid with my layout. Let's watch it the normal way.
And I was there to talk about Imholte anyway. And like I said earlier, I would have looked like a psycho if I would have just, started going out on Carl. And we pretty much all agreed on on everything that was said, right? So I had a good time on the show. I just didn't realize you guys had beef.
It's not a beef. It's really not a beef. I can boil it down to
now this is starting to sound familiar.
I'm too old to be beefing with anybody. All right,
I'm not, but go ahead.
I'm fucking gonna be 42 in 3 months, and I'm literally a bad adult who just
got
his
like
car
3 years on me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
He said he's a bad adult who got his car repo'd, and you would know he said that. I wouldn't have to repeat it if Mersh had his volume up to the same level as his guests. Somehow Ethan Ralph is the loudest man on Mersh's show.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Those 3 don't feel like 3, brother. So prepare yourself. It's gonna get exponentially worse every year. But no,
Believe me,
I don't have a beef with. Here's my thing. I have no beef with Patrick Melton. I have no beef with PODAWFUL.
What?
Ooh.
And by the way, I agree and have said that. And most importantly, I believe I said that on the Killstream the other day. Every single time somebody, and by the way, Ethan always describes these things as beefs. This isn't the way I talk.
Cement under the bridge.
The only beef I know is stroganoff. It's me under a bridge stroking off my beef. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't say these things, but when someone says it to me, oh, I know you hate Mersh or you have a beef with Mersh, I would say, no, I don't. It's funny to make fun of him. Why?
I'm a lolcow.
That's it. That's all that's happening.
They seem to have some weird beef with me.
Oh, really?
Now, my only thing is I can have beef just like you. I can
could have pork. I could have chicken, but I prefer steak. Really, pasta.
He couldn't have lamb.
No.
There's no way you could have.
No, that's a little too expensive. A little rich for my blood.
A fucking meltdown publicly and start fighting with somebody and then make up with them 2 days later and be like, all right, man, I probably shouldn't have aired that out publicly. We both agree to fucking disagree. But whatever. We're cool again.
Thanks for seeing it Jesse's way, Mersh.
Not really that serious. Usually at the end of the day. Sometimes it can.
By the way, this entire episode is at the end of the day. I don't know how, but they must have filmed this entire. It's 4 hours long. But they must have filmed it somehow compactly at midnight because never has it been more at the end of the day than this podcast. And by the way, the ising is what it ising so hard. You have never ised yourself as hard. I know Mersh goes to Royce's to drop loads, but you're going to is when you see this. These guys is what it is at every possible is they could is.
Can rise to that level, but
I'm the guy that called Chris Pavlovsky a faggot on Twitter.
Whoa, okay, well, we don't know.
So,
I mean, it can rise to that level, but you
hit but
usually no, right? So yeah, that's my stance too.
But yeah, so really it's not a beef. My issue and my concern with dealing with, and again, the only two people I really see, well, actually three people, because somebody to bring up Worski too. I would say
Worski,
PODAWFUL, and Melton are all.
Okay. So this is interesting. We're going to find out what is it specifically about me and these other two guys that are sort of matter, I guess, in some way. What is it about us that makes us off limits for Mersh? Because remember, Ethan's doing a good thing. We love Ethan in this scenario, okay? I need you to start being on Ethan's side. I don't give a shit, okay? But my morals. Your morals? You're watching PODAWFUL. Okay? We're not doing that here.
You don't have morals.
All right, stop it. We only have morals when it makes something funny. So I need you to be on Ethan's side because he is fucking on ours. Ethan's fighting the good fight. He is on Nightwave with Mersh, plugging PODAWFUL and doing it over and over and over again, talking about me over and over again. And he's on there trying to convince Mersh to work with me, which is what I said to Ethan on his show. I said, we got to all get together on this Dabbleverse thing. Again, fully intending to never actually do anything myself, but use these guys as, lapdog
dealing with. And again, the only two people
so here we go. This is interesting.
Well, actually three people, because somebody to bring up Worski too. I would say Worski, PODAWFUL, and Melton are all in a very similar category for me, which is
guys who make fun of you. Like the top three guys maybe right now that are making fun of you. Me, number one with a bullet. Way higher than anybody else. Then Worski, then Melton.
Not that I have
Whoa, buddy.
Well, my buddies, yeah.
Them. I as to quote the great Nick Rekieta, I hope they make $1 million. But they're fundamentally,
to quote the great Nick Rekieta, hey, have you seen that Coke? Honey, come out of your room. Hello?
Dishonest people. And always 100%.
Son, did you touch the safe?
Of the time, they are coming from a dishonest place.
Wait, what? This is why?
But they're fundamentally dishonest people.
Mersh! You lied about a Tinder date who was reading r/Mersh the other day. I was getting a blowjob from a girl who was reading my subreddit. Are you fucking... We are fundamentally dishonest people? Oh, yeah? When are you getting that auto pay set up, by the way?
And always, 100% of the time, they are coming from a dishonest place. And I'm just at a point in my life, I'd rather deal with it.
You have Ethan Ralph on your show. I mean, no offense. The guy ain't honest.
Authentic asshole than an inauthentic wormy fuck. You know what I mean? And it's always a lie. There's always an angle, and it's certain people are just exhausting. I'm an old man now, and I just have zero association or contact.
You can't say that and then also have Virgie on your show. That's not a possibility. All right. That dude is, by the way, older than Mersh somehow. And he sounds like a little boy who found his way on Discord. And so, of course, he's in Mersh's Discord.
Those people, because it's always going to be some dishonest gay ops angle with these people. They can't just...
What are we lying about? Did the concrete was in front of your house? There's no lie there.
The proof's in the concrete.
It's the truest thing that's ever existed.
I have no beat.
In fact, I erred on the side of caution and said, no, his car's not getting repo'd. Come on. That's impossible.
You wanted to make if I did 18 Xannies and fell out of my chair, I'd yell at Ralph if he didn't play the clip and laugh at it.
Yeah, it's funny. I played on my own show. Yeah.
But when you start inventing fiction and Canaan and backstories and trying to shape a...
I don't know. He is talking about us inventing shit. Then he invented a word in the middle of a sentence. And we were just supposed to...
now.
He's like, canon. He meant canon?
That's what he meant.
Oh, my God! Whoa, my buddies! Oh my god! Whoa! Whoa!
Kanan is Kanan now.
Oh, I didn't even pick up. That's so stupid. I couldn't figure it out on my own.
I was wrong. Put $1 in the Mersh was wrong jar. Smoking queen room.
Smoking queen room.
I did. I had to. Wouldn't you guys? Like, just out of curiosity, wouldn't you just do a tink tink?
Sure. Okay, so that's crazy that clip exists. Okay, the Kanan. He thinks it's called Kanan. How do I even move on from that? You know, and his whole thing too is like his cope about the PODAWFUL stuff is that I said he didn't know my lore with Dick Masterson. I'm surprised he knows what lore is at the Kanan. Oh my God. I'm about to retcan this and change everything. I'm such a liar.
I did. I had to. Wouldn't you guys? Like, just out of curiosity, wouldn't you just do a tink tink?
Why did that play again? I didn't even do that. Okay.
Events. It's like, you're not a fucking internet supervillain.
Okay. I mean, what else do I have to fucking do then, buddy? Come on. Are you sure? Are you fucking sure? What? There's not a lot left at this point. I'll put the jumpsuit back on. Don't make me do it.
You do need a cat just in your lap. Just
See, he thinks he's the internet supervillain because he's got a toilet in his closet. He's got Mr. Bigglesworth on his lap, and he's smelling the fumes from across the room. I'm about as close as you can fucking get to internet supervillain, and you should be happy about that, by the way, because my villainy is just sending you silly things in the mail. It's pretty lighthearted villainy. It's like Saturday morning cartoon levels of villainy. I'm sort of bebop and rock steadying you rather than what you would probably prefer, cranging you. You know, Krang had some real evil plots going on. He wants to swap bodies and he's trying to bring you to Dimension X.
Although swapping bodies, that could be fun.
Well, it kind of feels like I am swapping bodies with Mersh. Give it 3 more years. I'm not at present day Mersh levels of ripped, but I am at remember beach Mersh? I'm about I think I finally hit a nice beach Mersh level of ripped.
You're a fag. You're
okay.
30-something-year-old fag who lives.
Okay, he's gay, by the way, just for the overlords at YouTube. Gay guys are allowed to say Mersh is, you can see he's got cats, so.
Off his parents. Like,
okay, and the parents thing. Cry about it to Papa Royce. Papa Lopez wants to hear about it. Go call him up and ask if your laundry's ready. My parents? Which room in the house is the moon base? If a guy has this in his parents' house, he's killed and eaten the parents. And by the way, if I've done that, I'm an internet supervillain. All right, you can't have it both ways.
It's not a cool look. So
well, no, it's kind of cool. I mean, the one thing I get is it's kind of cool. Frank Hassel said it was cool on Fish Tank the other day. You know that? They brought back Fish Tank for a day, brought on the 2 most popular characters, Bert and Frank Hassel. And the only reason they did this was for Frank to say that he likes PODAWFUL. It was crazy. It was just a big shout out to PODAWFUL. I have the video, actually. Let me see here.
That would add something to the set, is if you just had like 2 elderly people, like a male and a female, in sort of like some sort of cage or glass cube or something in the background, just hanging out there. And just
listen. There are layers of the moon base you haven't seen yet that may contain. There are things that have been sitting around for some time, ready to go in these sorts of worlds that you speak of. I can't find the clip now. Oh, it's on my Twitter though somewhere. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, here we go.
Vats of mercury.
Did someone say vats of mercury? All right, so check this out. This is, again, they brought back Fish Tank just for this. Shout out to Frank Hassel, friend of the show.
Frank, what about Minnie Manson? That
Minnie Manson, by the way, mentioned.
little transvestite may be worth the hassle.
I know Minnie Manson from, what's his name? I know little, fucking PODAWFUL. The little, they're like a fucking a female dyke, like Marilyn Manson impersonator. Yeah, that person's pretty funny. PODAWFUL's pretty funny too. He just like wants to beef with everybody, but it's fine. I enjoy it. I like his setup. His setup is really cool.
Sounds like it is really cool, actually.
Talked to him a few times, and his stuff is pretty funny.
Just to be clear, Mersh, this is the guy that you wanted to buy steak for. He says I'm pretty funny and pretty cool. There you go. All right.
I bought you drinks. I bought you steak.
I don't know. I'm just doing the cool and funny math, and that sounds pretty cool and funny.
There's just some people I'm like, no, I just won't do it because Carl's done that before. Carl's invited me to be like, hey, come on, this little piggy, and then like I'll go to do the show and I see Melton's there and I'll just tell Carl, I'm like, not gonna do it. I just won't. There's certain people I won't be on with because everything they say
is mean about me.
99% of it's a fucking lie.
Name a lie I've told about Mersh. The closest thing you could come to with that is the triangle thing. And he's the one who said it. Do we all remember this? That isn't something I invented. That is a story from Mersh. I just ran with it. He said that girls in his high school said that he had a triangle for a penis. They saw his penis. He had a triangle. That's it. Where's the lie in that? What are the lies?
It's Canaan. It's Canaan.
Well, it's Canaan to the story. I guess Bones maybe is sort of. It is, but it's metaphysically true.
Right, and it has an air of truth. Like, he said Bones to make us feel good.
He says it all the time. It's crazy how much one man can talk about Bones.
Bones to make us feel good.
People might not know this. I've tried to get you and Jesse on at the same time many times, and you're just like, no, I just won't do it. And I respect that. But
he says it'll never happen. It already happened, by the way. I called into the Killstream when he was on there one time.
But he told me on the show, and again, I see, clowns in chat. Jesse's playing me. Look, I know who everybody is, and I know what the deal is, and I'm cool. We're cool at this point. We did some good shows, whatever. But like, I have a code. Like I think we talked about this earlier, and so. The stuff with Masterson, it happened, whatever. I felt, and there's arguments on both sides, of course.
I can't get over the Canaan thing. I'm reading chat right now. They're talking about the Canaan. They're saying they're adding. What is in the Canaan? What is involved in Mersh's Canaan? The official Canaan of Mersh. We do need a lore dump on the a lair dump on the official Canaan of Mersh. We need to figure out everything. Obviously Bones, obviously triangles, the repo,
Hollywood Mersh,
Hollywood.
Yeah. But I felt like there was a certain level, him sitting there yucking it up with 400-pound Vito, like talking shit about me. Okay, well, we can be the best of friends, and then all of a
Citizen Canaan.
sudden we're not. When something like that happens, and also it was a wild week. It is what it is,
and it will never stop. There's so much is in this.
But
I'm not joking. Every single thing they talk about ends in one of them saying it is what it is. It's like, we need an AA meeting for is what it is people where they can learn to get past that. Like your average person, they're aware of that at the beginning of the day. Okay. At the very start of their day, they go, I'm pretty sure everything is what it is. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then they just move on with their day, get about their business.
If you're a friend of mine, you're a friend of mine. And so I'm not going to trash you or anybody else who I consider a friend. And so, I realize you and Jesse have that, immortal beef going on, but
I mean, it really is again a
Immortal Joe. Immortal beef. What is this, India?
Decided thing. It's been one guy literally stalking me for like 7 years.
Literally stalking. This stalking. You're a woman. All right. You said it about Aaron and Patrick Melton. You're a woman. You can't be stalked as a man. All right. It's like being gaslit. You can't. Well, no, wait. Men are the ones that can be gaslit. Women cannot. So it's opposite. Men cannot be stalked. There's no number one. Mersh seems to think this is a sexual sort of relationship he and I have. He's always talking about. He's always talking about having sex with me. He would rather have sex with me than Blair White. He would rather. He talks about all these things, sucking the devil's dick and stuff. He's always talking about this shit.
Jesse, you're voluptuous.
Well, he's got worms in his brain. I think that's part of it. He's eating poop, Vito style. So. There's no stalking. I'm making fun of an internet guy on the internet. That's it. That's not a stalk. If your life is flipped upside down, Fresh Prince style, over a guy saying silly things and sending you a pizza, then you might need to reassess. Okay? Remember the beginning of this conversation with Ethan started with him assuring him there's no possible way I could have gotten his car repo'd. That was you who did that, Mersh. Just like every other bad, stupid thing in your life, you did it. I reported. You decide. Okay, that's it. There's no.
You're just an investigative journalist.
And basically, it's journalism. This is the highest degree of journalism, and I'm really checking all my facts, dotting all my T's, and crossing all my I's.
Are you doing the right replies? You're doing the right replies.
You stepped on my amazing
I
in the
saw
moment.
it.
I didn't see it. Come on, that was fucking on the fly. That was pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Shit.
Jesse, go after Melton as a late Christmas present to me. Why would that be a Christmas? Who cares? What's he gonna do? Here's Melton's response to me going after him. Jesse PS wants to say so. What can you do? Okay. Oh, sorry. And then an animated GIF of Aaron Imholte comes up and says something stupid that some unfunny hack in his audience paid to make it say.
And then Kiwi Scott goes, "Oh, sure, bro. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Charles. Sure, bro. I just got to get my tongues down to the jelly button."
That's, by the way, his Scott is the one who programmed those stupid talking AI things. That's who that guy is. He like made that super.
Oh yeah, bro, I did that. Hey, that's how he did it.
There's no point in making fun of Patrick. He's fine. All right. I don't even think there's anything wrong with him. Well, actually, as soon as I said that, I came up with about 50 different examples. But he doesn't care, and he does care, and he does fear me. He actually, I think he said that one time. I don't know. Patrick's a weird guy. He's had enough. Listen, he's on an upswing. Leave him alone, man. He got ran off for like 2 or 3 years or something. He never deserved it. This is all Sven's fault, by the way. Everything with Patrick Melton bad that happened was our friend Sven's fault, who, by the way, will be on the show tomorrow. Sven Stoffels on PODAWFUL tomorrow. I think 7 p.m. Eastern. I have to check my dates and times on that. Check your local list.
Does he have another volume of Mitch Murder Gun to sell or something?
Yes, probably. No, he lost his YouTube channel. I said, come on the show. We'll try to get some people to resubscribe to you. I felt bad. I was watching him live and he lost his YouTube channel. We'll talk about it tomorrow on the show, but he lost it in a very upsetting way. And a way that happened to me recently, actually, as well. We'll talk all about it.
Let's play some video games.
We're not there yet. What are you doing? What? You think you're just skipping ahead on the schedule here? What the fuck was
I think
that?
Scott thinks he's in charge.
What the shit, dude?
Yeah.
You need to get your moody ass out of here. Okay.
You think this is a Tom Gully show or something?
That's not happening.
Really?
This is a Tom Gully show.
Or maybe Wednesday we should do the Severance episode though. I'm feeling like that might need to be a Pizza Fund episode because it's so weird. But
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I tried to get that dude involved. I haven't got any response from him.
we got a big episode coming up where Scott's going to actually be the co-host rather than a guy who's just interrupting. And
that is the co-host.
That's what it is, a co-host. Here's what I need you to get. The guys in the on air, here's what I need you to be. My man servants. You need to be Paul from David Letterman, okay? Where you just kind of you laugh occasionally. Every once in a while you repeat what I say, but like very quietly off to the side. And then
Off the side, right.
yeah, off to the side, Paul. And then every once in a while you throw out something from fucking left field where I go, huh? You know, and that's it.
I killed a woman.
But very, you know, and only during the more monologue-y parts, not really the content-y parts, you know. If I'm talking about, let's say, a thermometer breaking, that's perfect. Jump in. And if I'm playing a clip and then doing a great on-the-fly improv joke, maybe hold back. You know, wait until I've said it and then go, crossed eyes, right? Yeah. And then I go,
when do I start eating the sandwich?
And then I say, yeah. He crosses, hey, Paul. He crosses eyes there, Paul. Yeah. He crosses eyes. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I need. We'll get a guy in a tube for that.
But didn't you guys used to be cool?
No, we were all right.
No.
With each other. And then you know, I went out to New York. You know, I actually, you know, bought everybody drinks, was being a magnanimous host.
Oh, I was nice to you. That's part of the Canaan.
And he was literally like filming it the whole time, like streaming it, sneak this.
This stupid motherfucker. Mersh brought a selfie stick to film the entire time. He invited me out to hang out with him and what were supposedly other content creators and streamers for just a get-together. And the motherfucker had a girl's pink selfie stick and was filming us against our will. No one else was doing that before him. And because he did it, I realized he is Hollywood Mersh and started streaming to make fun of him. That's what happened. It's on camera. You can't deny this. I started being weird and filming. You fucking idiot. You leech. You spaz.
And man shit. Which you know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, I'm just trying to be a nice fucking guy.
And it wasn't sneak dissing, by the way. I was not sneak dissing. I was openly dissing. I was openly Mersh's internet, his phone was so Obama'd that it didn't work. And he couldn't get his internet to work. And mine worked flawlessly because I didn't have an Android. I had an iPhone. It's beautiful. It works instantly everywhere. And so I thought, wouldn't it be funny to steal? He was trying to stream and couldn't. And I went into the Nightwave chat room and said, everybody come over to PODAWFUL. I'm going to stream it and it won't fuck up on my thing. And then I started telling them to give me more money and views than him. And they did. That was his audience. How did I tell his audience that if he wasn't streaming already?
And then he went nuclear when we had Dick on the show. And he's like, do you not know my back?
Nuclear, by the way, was doing a parody of Revenge of the Sith. That's Nuclear to these guys. I crossed my eyes and put a silly sign on my chair that said "Gotta go fast" or some shit. I don't even remember now. And that's the nuclear option. That's a bomb. That's Hiroshima. That's part of the canon.
Backstory with him, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I don't know everybody's backstories.
He did know the
because you don't know how to pronounce canon. That's why.
You know what I mean? Like I don't.
You know what I mean? No, nobody knows what you mean because you're a liar.
Follow every beef. So no.
And he did know, by the way. He absolutely knew. We had talked about it before. And Royce knew. They both knew. That's fine, by the way. It's not my show. You can do whatever you want. But I am going to come to you and go, kind of weird that you're promoting his Patreon alternative when he gets your friends banned on Patreon. Isn't that strange to you? You didn't think to ask him a question about that? And of course they didn't. They wanted to get on his platform. And it's just like with Ethan. And I already got Ethan to admit that shit. Ethan's already said he was wrong for that. That's all Mersh has to say here is, yeah, it probably doesn't make much sense that we did that. I guess we wanted to glad hand him, and we probably could have said something better, and then maybe Jesse wouldn't have done a devastating parody of me that was so bad that I cried in Discord about it. And then it ruined the next 5 years of my life.
You reckon butterfly effect, like that was what got his car repoed? Just the cascading events that basically led up to that.
Scott.
Had he...
Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. There's no question. Everything
he might be like married with kids right now. If
there is, well, all right, come on, let's not get crazy. But there is a time where, you know, there's a before the PODAWFUL ROTC parody and an after in his life. And everything has been a downward spiral ever since then.
Oh, and then it just, bro, it's been every kind of angle he could do to fuck with me ever since. And it's like, all right, man, I mean, if that's going to be your fucking life.
And then I gave you the escape rope. I invited him to come on the show and do whatever he wanted, and I would mute my mic. You could have ended it, but you couldn't. And I knew you couldn't. I only offered it because I knew you couldn't. Your hubris and your pain and your fear is too strong.
But, you know, it is what it is.
Oh, well, it is what. Okay, well, it's oh shit, it's the end of the day already.
I don't reciprocate. I don't do it. Like, it's not like I'm cooking.
You don't really. You've reported my shit before. What are you talking? He doesn't reciprocate.
Up schemes against PODAWFUL on the.
No, well, I mean, unless you count trying to get me kicked off the internet or arrested by the police as a scheme, I do. Tink, tink, tink. Of course, yes. We all remember the tinks. We all remember the tinks, Mersh.
Tink, 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 tink. Tink, 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 tink.
Even Royce remembers the tinks.
I did. I had to. Wouldn't you guys, like, just out of curiosity, wouldn't you just do a tink, tink?
The weekend. That's his game. That's his gimmick. So it's just
my gimmick.
Just gets annoying, and I'm honestly almost impressed.
Thank you. Finally,
that it's gone on for as long as it has, because it's like it almost takes a very sick, weird amount of dedication.
Okay, thank you again.
If you will.
Yeah,
to get to that level where you're
try harder,
still going. It's like, I mean, all right.
Well, I don't know if you saw, maybe not. You know, we did a show the other night, and he said he had offered you the chance to, I think it was to ambush Imholte.
Somebody says, I refuse to believe Mersh would be any less pathetic or have any worse of a life without PODAWFUL. It's just that nobody would notice and he wouldn't have concrete.
Something.
Oh, he's about to get even more concrete, by the way. You thought 2 tons was enough? Wait until you see what happened.
If I'm correct. I can't remember.
Yeah, he DM'd me and was like, hey, come on the show. We'll get Imholte on it and you'll go on it. I'm like, no. Like, why would I come on your show?
Because you're whining about all this other stuff. It's a way to bury the hatchet. I wouldn't be doing this episode right now, which is, again, about to end in, like, the funniest way ever.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, no. Why would I give that event to you? You know what I mean?
Because you can't pull anything off. And because the event would be you on PODAWFUL, not the Aaron part. The Aaron part is the sideshow. The Aaron part is to get the butts and seats, to get the tickets sold. This is, Dave Chappelle dropping in on an open mic. You get to be Dave Chappelle in this metaphor. You get to do 45 minutes bumping the shitty comedians. I'm the shitty comedian.
I mean, like, I wouldn't even come on the fucking. I wouldn't even do it on the Killstream because at the time, trust me, and I
try to talk you into
I regret
so
it to this
much.
day because at that time I had no animosity. I really just thought Aaron was.
It would have been
because at the time he was just a buffoon.
So apparently, and this I didn't know. Ethan never told me this. Ethan had Aaron on the Killstream right after Kino Casino just to do it because they did it. And apparently Ethan secretly invited Mersh. He had the same idea as me. And again, I had no clue that he had done this before. And he tried to get Mersh to sneak on, to bust on Aaron. And Mersh wouldn't do it then either. Well, now you don't have the excuse that it's me. And you don't have the excuse that it's like, well, why would I do it when I could do it on a bigger show? He literally said the last time we talked about this that he could do it on a bigger show like Ethan Ralph's or Dick Masterson's. Well, what happened? Why didn't you? And the real reason is he's afraid he'd be destroyed by Aaron. There is the possibility. This is why nobody does, this is why Aaron keeps challenging people to fights and stuff. It's like nobody's going to do it. He knows he's perfectly safe. No one's going to do it. And it would be stupid to do it, but it would be really stupid to do it because what if? What if he beats you? There's a possibility. Anything could happen. It's a fight, right? So you only lose by doing it because there's the possibility of you getting knocked out Andy Worski style in fucking 17 seconds by Noodle Arms McKenzie, Aaron Imholte. So, yeah, of course, he doesn't show up. It's the same reason Melton wouldn't do it either, by the way. The real reason he wouldn't do it. Why wouldn't you? How would you not? How could you not? How could you prevent something that would be that amazing from happening? I'm not even into the Aaron Imholte stuff. I'm not into the Dabbleverse. I'm not into Melton's coverage of it. But if Melton had Aaron on, I'm watching, and so are a lot of you who would not watch otherwise. That's like instant. If Mersh is on PODAWFUL, that's break this corner of the internet worthy. That's big. It's just inherently mind-bending after all of this. And how many times have I even offered up basically this offer and said, like, do this one thing and that's it. I'll never make fun of you again. It's over. I will give up my, by the way, very nice, steady income of making fun of Mersh. Thank you to the pizza funders out there. Your funds are appreciated. Again, we are having some primo episodes and a Pod After show this week for you. So, but I've offered this many times. He won't do it.
And I was laughing at him. I didn't understand.
I talked to Virgie too, and I'm like, he's like, oh, I'll get him.
Virgie was trying so hard.
We'll make it happen. Don't worry, I'll get him in. And he couldn't, and I couldn't, and it was like, all right, whatever.
If I had known then what a fucking sociopath he would reveal himself to be, I would have jumped on the chance. But like at the time, I was like, oh, he's just a fucking idiot. He's bumbling through this polycule thing. He's having a rough go of it. You know what I mean? So I didn't really think much of it.
It did. Of course, I don't see every show, but the tone of coverage seemed to change a little, right? Like where it's like, I feel sorry for this guy, and he's making a mistake after mistake. To like, okay, fuck this guy. Right?
Well, yeah, because you get to that point, and you go, okay, fuck this fucking guy, man. Because then it's like,
Mersh, you're describing my feelings about you 5 years ago. And by the way, I don't, maybe we missed it. Maybe it already happened. Maybe it's going to. He keeps bringing me up throughout this whole thing. We're not going to watch it all. But at one point, Mersh says that I've been making fun of him or I've been messing with him for 7 years. Now, I'm not I don't know if that maths, okay? I'm not the best mathematician on any of this, but let's see. The end of 2019, is that 7 years? So
my
now,
younger daughter.
What year is
my
it?
younger daughter is 7.
When did she turn 10? When did your daughter turn 10? Because
my oldest
your
daughter
oldest. When
turned
did
10,
she? Yeah, because that's what I judge
turned 10
everything
in January.
on. All right, time wise, I judge everything by that. So 10 divided by carry the so not 7 years at all.
No.
This so he has now been reduced to he's so mentally homeless, and I am so rent free inside his head that he's now reduced to Santa Cruz Joker numbers, where it seems like much longer than it's actually been for him. Time slows down when you're inside the vortex of PODAWFUL's wrath.
Then you're sending out, alleged revenge porn.
When the Goon Opticon's eyes are on you, suddenly it feels like it's been millennium.
And just, it's this weird, like, and it's maybe just not as, like, it's fascinating because guys like us have been studying people like this our whole lives on the internet.
You're the guy. We're studying you right now. Me making fun of you is what you're talking about right now. He was friends with Aaron. He flipped on him one day. Does this sound like anyone else's Kanan to you?
It's that classic, I'm going to double and triple down and make up more lies. And like,
you're going to eat a double down.
Just the fact that he thinks that this stuff's not going to come out. Like, that blows me the fuck away. That he just thinks he can, like, lie about stuff and
blows you away? What is it? A Tinder date who reads r/Mersh?
Eventually people aren't going to go, I don't think that's true. And it's
the curse, they're saying in the chat. The curse.
Demonstrably false. And I just Googled, and it's absolutely the opposite of that. Like, all these stories about when he went to jail, he was cool. Everybody thought he was a cool guy in jail, and like,
and like back when he says he ran strip clubs, and also he ran bars, and also he ran restaurants now. Oh wait, who am I talking about?
He ran from restaurants.
Well, he ran to them.
No, but now he's talking about revenge porn, and he's like, oh yeah, me and the prosecutor, man. The prosecutor even says this.
All right, that's enough. I don't want to keep watching this. There's lots in there. There's a lot of PODAWFUL talk. What's up?
I gotta clear the record on something.
All right.
Mersh was lying on me to Ethan Ralph about our interaction at the bowling.
Oh yes, event. I saw that. Really quickly explain.
I don't remember the specifics of what he was saying, but it's all on video, Mersh. Ethan, you want to see how he reacted to me? How not weird it was? Like, just look it up.
Just real quick. In the stream we were just watching, Mersh at one point starts talking about. They start talking about the bowling event, the Ralph. Well, that wasn't Ralphomania. What was the bowling one called? We called it Gunter Balls, but I don't remember. I don't remember what it was actually called. The Ralph Bowling Trophy fiasco. And of course, Lenny and another henchman went up to Mersh and Royce and like very, very lightly poked them and made fun of them. It was nothing.
Initially, it was cordial. I said, "Hey, man, big fans. Can I get a picture with you?"
Yes.
They gave me the awkwardest, most
they were
hover handy feeling picture.
And the second anybody says they're a fan of them, they get suspicious, which ought to tell you something.
And then later in the night, I delivered the coleslaw by hand. Yeah. And even then, I wasn't like, "Fuck you, Mersh!" Like, "Hi, you coleslaw eating bitch." I was like, "Hey, this is a delivery for you?" They said.
Right.
And that was it.
That was it. And Mersh in this stream says, yeah, this guy came up to me and he was so drunk. And he just invented thing after thing after thing. Completely saying that you could see Lenny's camera sticking out of his pocket with the flash on. And he was so drunk and nervous. And he was going to try to pull one thing and it didn't happen. It's like, dude, this is all in the pizza fund. You want to see it? It's a Pod After show in the Pizza Fund. PodAwful.pizza. Join it. Get access to our primo content, our bonus content, our after shows, and so much more. Our banned videos from YouTube as well. PodAwful.pizza. If you want to see the thing we're talking about, it's fucking there. And it's been there the whole time. And you weren't hiding the camera. You had it out. Like there was no, it wasn't a secret at all. We were going to set up a whole, there's supposed to be like a wrist mounted camera and all this shit.
I couldn't stream from my GoPro. That was the problem.
Yeah, we couldn't get the GoPro working, so we just fucking went for it. Mersh just straight up lied and made up New Canaan for himself. And this is what he does all the time. I mean, of course. All right, check this out. This is from r/Mersh from our user AndCon over at r/Mersh, of course, the PODAWFUL Mersh forum on Reddit. And Mersh is fantasizing. He's got some fantasies about how he's going to be living big soon.
Feral agents at Lakeland is getting hot. I heard lots of listings. Oh, I'm sure. Look, the housing market in general is about to take a big dive, which works out for me because I rent. And I'm in a situation where eventually I will be hopefully buying this place from the owner.
Nah, yeah, I mean, that would be nice, but did you actually talk to them about it? Or?
And should the day come that becomes proposed to me?
Okay, so no. So this is purely a daydream. This has not been discussed. Should the day come this is proposed to me?
I'd rather it happen when the markets are in free fall.
He's hoping the landlord comes to him and gets down on bended knee with a deed inside of a little locket.
Because I have talked to my landlord in the past.
Well, that's good.
And the idea...
Hey, Mersh, can you get that concrete off the driveway?
Yeah. Hey, are you thinking of building an addition? I'm not selling the place to you.
The idea is really for me to be his final tenant.
I thought his landlord
was a lady.
I thought it was a lady. I thought, wasn't it a little old lady? Now, here's the thing. People don't know this, but maybe I shouldn't say it. We have for some time now, Mersh's, I'll say this, Mersh's dreams here are all for naught.
And he doesn't want any more tenants.
Yeah, not after you. You fucking made the place stink.
So,
hang on a second, Mersh. It says here you have a cat toilet instead of a washer and dryer.
Once, and they've straight up told me, like, once the mother-in-law passes away and they don't need the money anymore.
You could never rent this place again after Mersh. It's ruined.
He's basically like, yeah, dude.
No, hey, don't worry about us. We're just the audience. We've got all day.
He's like, honestly. I just want to use this place as rental income. Eventually, I don't want it. When I don't want it, I'd rather the last tenant be the guy to...
So he's just said that they have not had this conversation, but now he's talking as if he knows what's going on in the hearts of evil men.
Fucking take it over. So, private mortgage, one-on-one deal. And I might take...
You don't get to go like this when it isn't happening. This is just a fantasy.
This place over.
Am I missing something? What does he mean by private mortgage? Like they're going to sell him the house on repayments?
Yes. Essentially,
Yeah.
I think he means like they will be the bank. They will own the house, and then like he'll pay them to get equity on it over time.
Or like
which,
maybe
with a guy with bad credit and
Right.
his history of paying late rent, they'd be insane to do.
Oh, maybe he means like a rent to own sort
I
of
was gonna say,
scenario. Or...
But I'd have to buy the whole place, and this is a duplex.
Oh boy,
very expensive. So yeah, I would
what
rather
are you, Mr. Dink?
rather the markets be in a fucking free fall by the time they go, hey, you want to buy this place? And I go, yeah, sure,
Oh, everybody, one moment, please. We have bones to smoke. If you could just please put your kids away. Nice.
Downtown. Said hope rates come down soon, though. No, I agree. Especially if you're buying houses or you're in the actual public mortgage market. It's gross.
Yeah, you could be daydreaming anything right now. This is all you can daydream is that maybe you will one day be able to afford to buy this duplex that sucks. Like, just
waiting for the washing machine market to go into a free fall, and then I'm gonna pick up a washing machine.
Just say like, oh, I hope Jewish e-girl market goes into free fall so I can become Elon Musk's next baby mama. Like, dream big, man. Fucking go for it.
The good news is, in my situation, this would be more of a gentleman's agreement.
Then how would you be involved? You know, he can't even go to the restroom at a fancy restaurant.
This would be more of like a
pay no heed, go inside.
You know, it would essentially be a private mortgage, which the good thing about a private mortgage is,
I don't know what it means,
is that the seller can just pick their interest rate, which is awesome. You know what I mean? If you get a private mortgage,
I just dream that they let you buy it for nothing at this point. I mean, you're dreaming about nice interest rates. You're still having to get a loan.
Then you're literally just you're basically making an agreement with the owner of the property that they're taking on the burden of the so-called mortgage. There is no mortgage. The property's paid off. They own it, but your mortgage is with them. And the beauty of that is when you're cool with like when you're tight with somebody, they're not going to be like,
you're not.
Like, well, the mortgage rate right now is 7%. So that's what you're like, you can work it out with them. It usually comes down to, look, this is what the payment will be. Just don't fucking miss payments. And you're like, cool, done.
They call me.
While they see your car getting repoed.
Yeah.
Zen said you could probably rent out the other half of the duplex to cover the mortgage. Well, that would be the
no shit
plan. That would
no, I was just gonna knock down the wall in the middle.
Actually, be the plan.
We could rent it out.
I would actually.
Well, here's the thing, Scott. Again, I wasn't gonna say this, but we've been in talks for some time now with Mersh's landlord trying to buy the duplex. Again, we thought his landlord was the lady who lived in the other duplex. It turns out it's the mother-in-law of the person who owns or at least the person who maintains the property. I think it is in her name. I think the property is in her name, but it's maintained and assumed it will be given to the son. Because this woman's like 94 years old or something, you know. She's probably not long for this world. And so we've been sweet talking her into potentially selling us the duplex so that we can own Mersh's home and legally install cameras to stalk him at all times and watch him. We're sort of planning to turn Mersh's house into its own little version of a fish tank scenario. It's sort of a Mersh tank scenario where we can watch him dump and we can watch his cat toilet fill up and watch him, you know.
Set up a communal washing machine and
no. And we can watch him scratch his triangle and walk around his little sock feet and eat whatever terrible food he got from McDonald's for the 4th time that day.
If I were to buy this property, I would move next door. I would move to the other side of the duplex.
Where you haven't stunk it up yet? Yeah, nice. Good idea.
Because the other side of the duplex has most of the circuit breaker stuff, has a much bigger backyard.
He's really thinking about that.
It actually wraps around the other side of the property.
And by the way, we are trying. There's something that we've been in the works trying to figure out here for a long time. The cult is buying real estate. We're doing real properties. This is what you do. If you're a cult, you buy up real estate. That's the scheme. That's how you make the money. So we are pooling our money together. We're getting Mersh's place. We're getting the abandoned building across from Rufio's place, turning it into Maine's first vape shop / official Juggalo merchandise shop. And also they sell mall ninja stuff like swords, which, by the way, that's an instant. We made $1 billion. You know, it's in the middle of fucking Maine. They're going to love that shit. We're just going to sell top hats and whatever dumb shit they're into. And then, we're also looking into buying a cave in the Ozarks. So This is a big part of the of phase 4 in our plan to move ahead.
So like I would take the other side and I would literally rent this one out. This would be the one I would rent out.
Yeah. I learned that from
Jim
watching.
Edwards said, Mr. Never misses a payment over here. Not on my rent.
Nice.
That's not true.
Oh, well, hang on a second, Eric. Wait. Yeah, so the guy says, oh, Mr. Never misses a payment. Mersh claims he's never missed a payment on his rent.
Never miss rent. Oh, also, but maybe there's some money to be made. Who knows? Let's see. I got a couple of bucks on my bookie. We can try to do something with. I'm actually in the middle of a withdrawal. Ooh, what did I just say? Ooh, yeah, that's right. Mersh is withdrawing from my bookie. Everybody makes fun of how much I lose all the time, and I do lose, but sometimes I win, and I won this week, so.
Another win for the toe.
I'm in the process of withdrawing some money, and my bookie is so fucking shady about this, so.
Oh, good. I should use your referral code.
If you run a betting website, right?
Right.
Let's say that, forget about a betting website. Let's say any other website.
Any website?
Let's say.
Just anything. Whatever. PayPal.
That I go to PayPal.
Oh, fuck. What?
And PayPal goes, hey, Mersh, you have $2,000 in your account, let's say.
Let's say.
In this case, whatever.
Yeah, well, let's contact the bank about that.
I'll be transparent. Let's say that PayPal tells me I have $2,600.53 in my.
Oh, you mean the exact amount you paid for getting the car back?
Account. And I go, ooh.
So that was everything. Everything in your account then.
Ooh. It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's not good.
Times are tough for Mersh right now.
Jesus.
Just got my car back from being repo'd. Still got to pay a little bit of extra. Like I paid most of my rent. Haven't paid all my rent. Got to do
Mr. Never misses a payment.
some things. Got to make some things right. Jim Edwards said,
That's the same episode. It's the same episode. I mean, if it was a month later, that'd be one thing. It's the same episode.
Mr. Never misses a payment over here. Not on my rent.
Who needs to make payments on?
He made a partial payment. It counts if you make a partial payment in Mersh's mind. It counts. He was trying to do that with the car too.
I'm good for it.
He's sending in pennies at a time to the car payment.
Never miss rent. I need some money right now.
Unreal.
I'm gonna pull $2,300 out of my PayPal.
And I'm gonna pull that out of my ass.
So you go to your PayPal.
And you've seen his ass though.
And you go, $2,600 in my PayPal. I would like $2,300 of that deposited to my bank account. And then PayPal will go, okay, open up the menu and then go, in 1 to 3 days, this money will be in your bank account. Confirm, and you click confirm. And then when you go back to your PayPal page, how much money? Jim, yeah, no, in this case, he did make a little exception to the situation.
He's talking about the rent. He's sneak talking about the rent.
Because my landlord also got, reports that my car had been repo'd. And I was
Reports? What? They looked out the window?
like, yeah, my car got repo'd. I'm in the middle of getting that back. It's going to cost a lot of money. I'm going to be a little late this month. And he's like,
so he's robbing Peter to pay Paul and Mary.
I don't care, whatever, it's fine. Jim Edwards said, Mr. Never misses a payment over here. Not on my rent.
But if I really say it, then the radio won't play it.
Never miss rent.
Never miss rent.
Jim, you seem to forget that the last tenant here was a black woman.
So you're saying a black woman is even better than you? It's not that different, really. The only difference is they're usually dancing for you and not the other way around. Although
a black woman who sublet it out and had a roommate.
Okay.
See the point?
No.
I get away with murder.
Black History Month. I don't see any point.
Okay.
I'm colorblind.
The last person that lived here was a black woman who I believe subletted out the second bedroom without knowing, like, there was another person staying there, and then was perpetually constantly late and had to be evicted.
Perpetually, constantly? Stupid.
Now they have one white guy with cats who,
oh my God,
in some cases when his car gets repoed, has to pay a little.
Okay, you know, Mersh, we get it. You are useless and retarded. Okay, so Mersh is having what's known as landlord fantasies. Now, the craziest part of this landlord fantasy, of course, is that he's not even paying his rent. But it gets even nuttier because Mersh, believe it or not, now that his repo'd car troubles are technically over, although we'll see, Mersh is in very serious trouble because I've heard that he might actually get his house repossessed. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is that possible? He's a renter. We just heard the whole story about it. He's fantasizing about this. Well, it's more likely than you think. You see, in all of the troubles that Mersh has been having during this repo adventure, he turned to the one thing he knows that can make him feel good, the one place he thinks he can go to be safe and feel a little something, a little modicum of control. And that, of course, is Mershual reality. Mersh has gone back to gaming. Now, of course, he would never go back to VR chat, not after getting DDoSed by the Henchmen. And I said back then, we're never doing this again. But I also said, you know, I think Mersh is doing this stuff because he started watching Daniel from Second Life for the first time. And my favorite Daniel and Second Life video is the one where he is fucking with people on a game of Rust. And Mersh decided to start playing Rust. And if you've never played Rust, by the way, which I had never played it, if you've never played Rust, it's a game of survival, which is maybe the thing that Mersh is the worst at doing. It's maybe the worst type of escapism he could possibly go for when it comes to the insane, you know, place he's been in for the past few weeks. You know, maybe the only thing I can think of that might be worse is like some sort of casino simulator. But beyond, which I'm sure he's also playing, by the way, but would leave very little chance for henchmen to show up. So, Lenny, you might want to jump in now for this part here if you're still here.
Lenny? Am I right?
Yes. So, oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that's right, Lenny. Lenny, you had never played Rust before either, had you? Or not really?
Not really. Like I had played it a little bit years and years and years ago. But most of my knowledge is like watching guys like Daniel do that kind of stuff. That is so funny.
And it's another funny thing is we did this a few days ago, but was it yesterday or day before? Daniel from Second Life. If you've never seen his videos, by the way, go check him out. He's very funny. He put out a new Rust video like 2 days ago, and we learned we had no idea there's like all these advanced troll level moves you could do in there. But anyway, Mersh is trying to survive. He's trying to survive the real world, but he's also trying to survive in the land of Rust. And on Nightwave, he was playing Rust, and we saw him do this, and Lenny decided to get good at Rust as quickly as possible. You got in there. How long was it? 2 days, 3 days? How long was it?
2 nights.
2 nights.
Two nights.
2 nights. Over the course of 2 nights, Lenny managed to get enough equipment, enough together, and get so far ahead of Mersh that it's just like the real world. Mersh is still the poor guy, and instantly PODAWFUL people are way, way ahead of him. I'm just going to show you. We'll talk about it afterward. How about that, Lenny? I'm just going to show you what Mersh was up to and then what we were up to in this little update. Mersh playing video games. Check this out.
Mission control. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are go.
There we go, boys. We got a spot. We got a spot, dudes. Let's see. Do we have any donos? We don't. When I do gaming shit, nobody cares. I'm so fucking drunk. I got nice titties and a nice bush, by the way. You'd fuck my bit. You would fuck my avatar. Don't stop pretending like you wouldn't. There it is. There's that pop. There's that satisfying pop. By the way, this is a crash course for why I am the dreamiest you ever want on your team. You always want Mersh on your fucking team. So I will go now and build out this base, and then I'll watch what I do. This is a crash course. We're getting back into Rust. We're gonna start doing Rust gaming again. I'm giving you a crash course, but this is a lazy crash course on a server nobody cares about. You go in there, you bing, 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 you make a little square. Why am I still doing this show? Jesus Christ. What did we make? $35 tonight? That's disgusting. Yeah, no, guys, go. Get out of here. Bye. Yeah, forget about an outro. Bye.
Operation Repo House is underway. Oh, looks like somebody's a little delinquent on their house payments.
This is gonna bomb harder than Killjoy.
Bombs to make us feel good?
I think that indicates they could go off. Oh,
yes!
and
Yeah! There he is! There's his little body!
Oh, is he dead?
No, he's alive. He's sleeping naked.
He's naked! Look at his nude little frame. Look at his body. Look at him. Is he a girl? What the?
It's random. It randomizes what you look like.
He probably,
I don't think
he
it's
probably
random. He
logs
chose
in
that.
until he gets a girl, and then. Damn! Look at my titties.
All right, I am now an authorized owner of Mersh's home.
You probably want to put a door back on.
Oh yeah, we're on it.
We are repoing Mersh's house. I cannot believe this.
Changing the locks.
All right. So now I'm gonna have to blow this one up too if we want the illusion to be complete.
Whoa, look at him. That really kind of looks like Mersh, the way he's like drunk and half off the.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he'd be 200 times fatter, but.
This is what Mersh owns right now: 2 empty cans of beans, 51 arrows, a granola bar,
eating beans,
water, seeds.
This is incredible. I love this.
He's eating ribs. He's eating cooked pork in here.
What if he wakes up right now?
Oh, dude, I'd blast him.
No, we
yeah.
Remember, you're sealing yourself inside.
I'm going to spawn a bag, and then I will seal myself in. Too close to triangle foundation. Okay.
Can you destroy the triangle thing or no?
I mean, he's right there sleeping. Go for it.
Oh, jeez. That actually took me a minute. Yeah, that's what we want. Yep. Now, we want it to be concrete, though. Is there a way to...
Oh, it will. I have to do it one step at a time.
Gotcha.
Triangle foundation. There we go. All right.
All right, that's what you want right there, yeah.
Now, let's go finish this part. We'll just do it right here.
Right, exactly.
Oh, damn. I gotta not be in here when I do that. Oh, fuck. What kind of shape is that?
Triangle? Getting geodesic.
Get out of the room before you make
Get
that
out.
roll.
Get out.
First, I have to turn it into concrete.
Concrete delivery.
Okay, so...
Can you do the floor too? Or no?
Yeah, I am going to.
Yeah, we got to make sure it's exactly 2 tons. So
yeah.
And I have to put the sign up. I'm gonna put a yellow background, red text.
Nice. Pod awful colors. Hell yeah. And put a heart at the end too. There we go. All right, wall that bitch in.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that from the inside though.
I need to make sure that the right side is on the outside. Not a big deal. This area is so fucking.
What, he would be able to
deserted.
demolish it otherwise?
Other people could break in easier. We don't want other people breaking in as much as we don't want people getting him getting out.
Do the floor. Do the floor. Do the floor.
More signs.
Oh yeah.
Would be fun.
Oh yeah, more signs are happening. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're definitely doing more signs. We got to do a sign inside.
He'll log in and start spazzing his hands out, and then
He'll just go to another server, and it won't even be on stream. And you know, there's a million things that could happen.
Yeah.
Royce will go, what's wrong? He's like, I'll talk to you offline.
His hand is spasming.
Yeah. He can't control his character because it's spazzing too much.
Oh, I should bring the bones in with me, right?
Of course, you should bring the bones.
Are we doing it?
We're
doing
entombing.
It. We're doing it. We're doing it, man. Yeah. Entomb yourself with Mersh.
Now every crazy sign.
All right, so I need to unauthorize him so he can't get out.
Correct. Make it yellow. Let's keep the theming. Your house, then repo'd, and then dash pod awful. And please use as many serifs as possible.
Your bin house says.
Yep, your bin. I was waiting for that. All right. Yeah. You got that, Urquit?
Dude, he has a triangle genitalia. What the fuck? That's crazy.
Remember when we entombed him in his house in real life with the concrete?
Yeah. Can you drop the bones on the ground, or will they just despawn?
Oh yeah, drop the bones next to him, right next to his head.
No, the bones will despawn.
Okay.
Ah.
Put them in the.
Yeah, give them to him in his.
Yeah.
Is there like a? Can you loot? A reverse loot him? Give him the loot. Bones to make us feel good.
I can rename his sleeping bag. He called it home.
The couch.
Give it his address.
327.
r/Mersh. Just put r/Mersh.
That's pretty good. Whoa.
Oh my god, your letters just get bigger and bigger as you go.
You wrote like a 4-year-old.
Looks good.
Because I don't have my heart's not in it. I don't want to do this. I have my own creativity. I got my own things I want to do.
What did you want to do?
I don't know yet. I want to come up with it.
Well, you got the little one. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you're right. I got the little one.
This is Lenny's creative outlet.
All right. Here's Lenny's little fridge art we have to put up. My heart's not in it. I have my own creativity. It's maybe the gayest thing in the recording.
Oh man, you need to get the clip of that.
We got it. We have it now.
Yes.
We're recording this. Oh boy, here we go.
I don't think he's gonna have
his
it.
heart's really it.
Can he do it? Is his heart in it? Ooh, oh boy, this is gonna be a dicey little D.
So we don't want him having any of fat, animal fat. Actually, you know what? We're gonna put the fat on him too with the bones. We'll leave him a can of beans.
Is there any kratom in the game?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Also, take off all your clothes. Be naked.
Yeah. Get naked.
But he's not gonna see my body.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either, actually.
Yeah, start rubbing up against him while he's sleeping.
All some reason. I just don't care. You're leaving the vest on.
I didn't have room in there. Should I leave the vest on?
Yeah,
leave the vest
yeah,
on.
that's funny. Vest,
It's
vest
tactical.
with penis out. It's very.
Now turn your character into a baby.
It would be funny though to leave yourself sleeping in there the way he did.
Yeah, like sleeping right next to him.
Fully naked. Yes, Lenny, you have to do that. That'd be so funny. He wakes up, there's a guy next to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Rename yourself the baby. Rented baby.
Did the maintenance guy already take the light bulbs in Mersh's?
There is a wall in the second corridor. You can use.
Plunge him into eternal darkness. Wow. And there it is. The man has been repossessed.
Block rotation, lunar eyes, man, space station, dust kicking, no hesitation, total devastation, big goon lumbering, scales lit a fiery breath, moon base shaking, every step a moment of death, titan clash, moon craters out in the abyss, survival suits, grim faces, dawn's kiss, breathe heavy, dust cloud, monsters wrath, path to ruin, dark shadows aftermath, radio crackles, mission control out of sight. Panic builds, creatures roam in the night. Laser beams, neon lights, defense grids fry. Roaring echoes, silhouettes block the sky. Titan clash, moon craters out in the abyss. Survival suits, grim faces, dawn's kiss. Breathe heavy, dust cloud, monsters wrath. Path to ruin, dark shadows aftermath. Underground tunnels, base crew load and go. Data banks crunch, skies don't show. Giant swiping claws, might of legends through time. Bioscience clashing with rhyme and prime. Alarms flare, moon escapes on thin edge. Monsters invade, defiance pledge. Tech crumbles, base humble, fights burst. Survival go, humanity first.
Okay, so if it was hard to catch there at the end, Lenny, can you give sort of a rundown of what actually happened there?
Yeah, so I think the next day at 2:30 in the morning, he logs in.
Yeah.
And sees everything, right? And we know this because when I log back in the next day, we know when he logged in and what servers he's on because there's a site that lets you track what servers a player goes on.
Right.
So I saw that he had logged in, and I go and I check in on him because I fell asleep naked right next to him. And
Yeah, just to be clear. All right, let me actually set up one other thing real quick. So you went in and you did all that work, and you got all that stuff, and you built a base like 20 feet away from his. By the way, while he was
I could see him out my front door. Yeah.
Yeah, you were just coming over and visiting all the time, and you were having to like really play the game and look out for other scavengers and helicopters and stuff. And at no point during this did we know what we were going to do, and we also didn't know that he would ever even log back in. And I just came into Discord. You were kind of futzing around in there, and all of a sudden the entire plan came together. Like everything just coalesced. Repossess his house, entomb him in concrete. We were going to build an entire box around his box, basically, but it kind of became too hard to do and too dicey. But yeah, putting up the signs and the DDoS signs everywhere, the bones signs and all that. Of course, then we somehow managed to work in the baby as well. His, of course, baby molestation. So every single fucking Mersh piece of Canaan was involved in this one. It's like really incredible. We truly repossessed the man's house. But all right, so people were asking in the chat, did he stream it? Now, I'll say this. Mersh got sort of tipped off that something might happen. I think he purposefully did not stream. Obviously, I'd be showing you that stream right now. You would have already seen it by now if that was going to happen. Unfortunately, no, I don't think it was ever streamed anywhere. But we know what happened because of the results of it, and there are websites that track it. So, Lenny, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so when I checked in and saw that he had logged in the night before, I went immediately to go see the situation. And when you log in, if somebody has killed you, it tells you who killed you and what with. And that was that little snippet at the top there that said Mersh killed me with a stone.
Yeah.
So then I log back in. He didn't destroy my bag, so I was able to teleport back into his cage. And
So you have to imagine it though that Mersh woke up, found the naked man next to him, these signs everywhere around him, and then he didn't know what to do. And basically we turned his house, by the way, into a duplex. He walks out and it's more house out of nowhere. He's surrounded by concrete. It might have been a little confusing in the video there, but he had 2 doors and we only blew up one of them. So we couldn't go in and out of the other door. That's why we built a thing around that one too. So if he walked out that one, he also saw the concrete thing. He was still entombed in there. I don't even know how he got the rock. All he had on him was animal fat and bones. We were like making fun of him for being fat and having bones. How did he even get the rock to bash your head in?
He probably killed himself to try to like spawn out. And whenever you spawn back in, you start with a rock and a torch.
Yeah, I think we lucked out in that. I don't even know if we considered this because we were just coming up with all this on the fly, off the seat of our pants. But he could have had a bag outside somewhere, huh?
He almost certainly did, but he came back to try again. To try to get out.
That's actually funnier. That's so much funnier, actually, that he would even bother going back in there, just trapped inside.
When you look in his inventory after I came back and he had killed me, you can see he had the remains of 2 of my bodies.
He killed you twice.
I left one around the corner.
Yeah, there were 2 skulls in his inventory.
He had my human meat.
He's like Kano, by the way.
Yeah. Then he had a pocket full of bone knives that he had made out of the bones that we left him. And one of them was like completely destroyed.
So basically. He's trying to bash down concrete with his bone knife.
He's trying to pick his way out.
We literally made Mersh resort to bones to save himself.
Yeah, it was a nice little touch, I think. And he didn't ever log back into that server after that. He logged into another one. Maybe I'm there too already waiting.
Maybe. Who knows? Now, I think the move, though, is to wait, let him get comfortable, and then wait until he's streaming one day and maybe do something, where we know he's going to be streaming it. Because obviously, we were saying it the whole time we were filming that. We're like, it's so likely that what if he never even just logs back in? So the fact that we got any reaction, the fact that he left evidence of the biggest spurg out ever of murdering the same guy twice while he's sleeping. We didn't kill him, by the way. We left him alive. Murdering the same guy twice and then using his bones to just limp-wristedly try to stab your way out. Sorry, but this is Mr. Bones' wild ride, and it never ever ends, Mersh. You don't get the game anymore. There is no safe space. You should have come on PODAWFUL because Rust isn't your safe space. VR chat isn't your safe space. And your own driveway isn't your safe space. Don't miss another payment on any Rust shacks. We will be there to repo any of your possessions at any time. We managed to pull that off in like 2 days. And that was it was only even 2 days because Lenny was just kind of having fun. I mean, we probably could have pulled that off the day before, really. It didn't really take much time at all. Mersh thinks he's schooling people on how to play Rust. And then he just gets his shit jacked in the most embarrassing way ever. But of course he did. That's how Mersh operates because Mersh is...
I'm a lolcow.
And he always will be. Lenny, thank you for your hard work on that one. It was very funny.
Thanks. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and Urquit and Scott and Smokane, everybody who was there for that one.
Lenny, I'm glad your heart was in it this time, though.
That was the main thing. The main thing I'm worried about is Lenny and his own creativity. And as a result, I don't want you to ever have your heart song squashed. So, Lenny, I'll let you end this episode. What do you want to say before we go?
Mersh, lie on me again to Ralph or anyone else. I'm going to be everywhere you are in any game. Lenny is just around the corner, just watching you for the right moment. And I love you in a way that you can't understand.
You will never understand it. Join the pizza fun, pod off of that pizza. See you tomorrow for the Sven episode. And until next time, have an awful day.
Jesse made a good point tonight, and I hate to say, it pains me to admit it, but when you're right, you're right.